Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I wanna be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view. Me.
My drop. I know my situation. I want to fight. That's my food. Check it, you know. Fight is gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Boxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Boxing Voice Radio. Glad you chose us for your morning commute or your morning run or whatever it is that you're doing this fine Monday morning. Still a little gloomy over here on the East Coast, man, in the New Jersey area. Soon enough, I will be looking out the window, and it would be nothing but sun and palm trees. Mario Munguia is back. Toronto, Canada's own. Francis, the praying mantis. What's up, fellas? Good morning, man. How are you? It's like a totally new cast.
We good.
Because yesterday I had Mitty and neither one of y'all. So, you know, I wake up to a new cast this morning, and a rotating panel of hosts. What's up?
What up? We were still on Christmas break. You didn't get the memo?
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
I don't know about that though.
Francis, you actually was on Christmas break. He hit me up like, yo, I'm still with the family. So, you know, that's the Christmas spirit, man. That's what it's all about.
Let me get that. First of all, I want to thank the man upstairs for another one, man, because without him, none of this would be possible. Shout out to Mario. Shout out to Nat. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Hope you guys had an amazing Christmas, had some good time with your family. You know what I'm saying? Had some food or didn't have no food, whatever the case may be. I hope it was a wonderful time, wonderful season. We're coming on to the new year. Coming down to the end of the year, getting into New Year. So I'm excited, man. A lot of boxing news is going to be stirring up real soon. It actually started already. And, let's get it popping. Now, to answer your question, I get my kids, you know what I'm saying, got their grandparents and stuff. So we got to drop the gifts off and all that stuff. So yesterday was the day for it.
Do y'all do New Year's resolutions? Or y'all don't do that shit?
I don't do that shit. That's you. You need that shit, man.
Resolution.
I
have monthly resolution.
I never got that shit, man. Why you gonna wait all the way to the New Year's and lose weight?
Well, it's like I mean, but it's not just losing weight. It's like it could be a lot of different stuff. Like I'll be like, damn, I haven't.
If you haven't noticed, people try to do that. The New Year, if you Google right now, statistically in the New Year, gyms get an uptick in
influx. Hell yeah.
For subscription. Everybody thinks they're gonna look better for the new year. No, that's it. I'm changing these love handles. I want to wear my bikini again, and it never fucking happens. Bunch of lazy people in America, man.
I know. I never get to wear my bikini.
They're working out. They're like, yo, forget this.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I remember I used to hate fucking January and February. I would be like, damn, all these people at the gym, like 6-8 weeks, they're gonna drop off, but it's that 6-8-12 weeks that's.
Yeah, and you guys give those dudes ugly looks. Those dudes and girls is like, fucking newbie. You know you only hit because it's New Year's. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like, yo,
it's
hogging
like,
up the
damn,
weights.
Dog,
look at this newbie hogging up the weights.
Yeah, word. Cause they using my machines, dog.
Exactly.
Motivate, man. You terrible. No, they using my machine.
But that's what Planet Fitness was invented for the newbies. But then, the real gym dudes was like, hold up, I'm paying $40 at Gold's. Let me get over here for this $10 a month, real quick.
Word.
But
that's
anyway,
exactly what it is.
We're here to discuss Devin Haney and the WBC president saying that Haney has two mandatories. He's got to face the Garcia versus Campbell winner and Javier Fortuna. And this isn't a WBC, quick one. This is part of the rules. When you become a vacant champion, elevated vacant champion, then you have to have two mandatories. So I'm not even gonna argue or debate about issues as to who gets it first and money and all that. I'm just actually really pleased at this because it gives him an opportunity to create his own lane. The winner of Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia is gonna be a great fight for Devin Haney, and Javier Fortuna is a good fight for Devin Haney. So it's just an opportunity to give him and us as a fan of him, kind of a path, direction. Like, we know what to expect and we can build to that and be happy for that versus the unknown and just waiting. I think this is good and they need to run with this, you know what I mean? Maybe go ahead and take on Javier first just to get warmed up since, Campbell and Ryan are about to fight. I know maybe they're looking at it like, no, we might as well wait for the winner. But, he last fought in November. I guess it's he can technically wait for the winner and not be rusty. But you can also get it in there with Javier early in the year, right after Campbell.
Happen, man. Huh? Not to cut you. I believe that's gonna happen. I believe that it's gonna be Fortuna first because here's the reason why. And it's tough to say this, but it's just the absolute truth. When you look at Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney has two opportunities with Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell, the winner of Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia. At the same time, the winner of Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, has two suitors, two big-name suitors that you could say is bigger than Devin Haney, and Gervonta Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez. Tank bringing the money, and Teo having all the titles. You understand? So, given the opportunity, I'm not sure that the WBC would call for the mandatory with Devin for the winner of Ryan and Luke Campbell over a unification bout with Teofimo and Ryan Garcia. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would rather have a fight with Haney and what's his name? God damn it.
Ooh,
I always forget his name. No.
You want to see
Fortuna.
Yeah, Fortuna. Yeah.
I think that's a good fight. More than that, I think if you look at Devin Haney's resume, right? Fortuna fits in there really nice. He's not a backstep, like a total backstep. I don't think he's a huge leap forward. I also don't think that it's a sidestep. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting momentum off of a Fortuna whose name was everywhere this year as a possible opponent. From Linares to Ryan Garcia to Campbell.
I don't even like that, but he didn't fight nobody though. So
I guess that's a fair point, but it goes back to what you said. Like, what would you rather do? Would you rather have Devin Haney wait all this time for November to then hopefully secure Campbell Garcia winner? I think it's a waste of time. I would rather see him fight. And people aren't going to call for the Fortuna like they would Garcia or they would Teofimo, but it's still a great fight. It's a fight that I think that elevates the winner.
Hey Mario, let's light this up a little bit, because the reason why I'm saying that, because you made a great point, right? And I made a great point that's kind of like dancing around one another, because I believe honestly that Javier Fortuna is the more likely fight. One would say it's the better fight because of all the options that Ryan and Luke have after they fight, so to speak. You understand? I'm almost guaranteed that the WBC will be unable to force the mandatory of that winner if there's a unification bout on the line, or if there's a big money fight. I think that the WBC won't step in on that way. So yeah, it's a good fight, but the better fight would be between those two. What do you guys think?
Yeah, look, the better fight is anybody between Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Haney, right? Those are like the four best. Not in that order, by the way. I think Haney beats Garcia. I think he beats Campbell. But that said,
washes Fortuna, man. That's why I'm not even really feeling.
That's a good thing, though. If he does that, if he does wash Fortuna, that's a feather in the cap. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that you can take off that momentum into a Ryan Garcia fight, into a Tank Davis fight, into a Teofimo fight. I just think that ultimately, guys have to fight more than once. Okay,
no shot. He's not getting no shot. Of beating a Tio or a Tank beating a Fortuna.
Listen,
Fortuna?
you could be right about that fight, but I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think that Fortuna.
What the hell's Fortuna?
Listen, Fortuna's come a long way from Friday night fights. Okay, he's come a long way from Friday night fights. He had a really big. People were hyped about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came up with the same guy who brought you Sergio Martinez and Manny Pacquiao. You know, this is a team that knows how to promote, that knows how to do the things that we didn't get to see with the Gamboa fight. You know, like actual promotion. You know what I mean? And understanding what this fight means. And if you're going into a Haney Fortuna fight knowing that the winner is in line for a Garcia Campbell fight, then it makes it that much bigger. Yes, Garcia Campbell's a good fight, but it's more because the question marks are Garcia as opposed to how confident you are in a guy like Campbell. Like, you're not putting Campbell against the top 3 guys in the division and picking Campbell. Not that he's, you know, a scrub or anything. It's a great fight. It's a great win, but he's fighting Ryan Garcia for a reason.
What's the reason?
Because Ryan Garcia is completely unknown and untested. Like, that's at least a fight that you could sell to the hardcore fight fans as close to 50-50.
Campbell just fought Lomachenko, and you know what I'm saying? He did all right. He lost. He took an L.
Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a good fight. It's a good test for Ryan Garcia. I think at the end of the day, Devin Haney's earned the right to let one of those guys kind of fight each other off. Because to me, Campbell's a great fight for Haney. Ryan Garcia's a great fight for Haney. But Haney should be in a position where he, as a champion, is waiting for these 2 guys to kind of solidify themselves, because neither one of them has the backing, I think, from the hardcores like Haney does. Yes, Ryan Garcia has that commercial backing, but how much of that is based off of actual fight fans that actually bite fights and sign up to Dazn?
What's the argument?
That changed it by the minute.
What's the argument here? Because I feel like Ryan Campbell.
So let me tell you what I brought up. What I said when you stepped away. I'm not sure if you heard me or not. What I said was I like the fight with Fortuna. That fight's gonna be next, in my opinion, Fortuna and Haney, because of the fact that the winner of Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell, has 2 big offers that I'm not sure that the WBC. I'm not confident that WBC. The 2 offers would be Tank Davis trying to fight him next, and on a unification bout between Teofimo, because they both said that they want.
How do you get a unification with Ryan? They don't have a belt.
No, Tio, man, Tio.
Yeah, but it's. Oh, you mean unification, not undisputed. Sorry.
After the winner of this fight, they would make it a unification bout, because Bob, they already said that that's the fight that they're looking at. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but that's
I'm
what
not sure if the WBC will call the mandatory over those 2 opportunities to present, but I could be wrong.
They will, and they can, and the only thing that happens is that Ryan, you know, denounces his WBC status by going the route of whatever other sanctioning body Teofimo has, right? It's no big deal. They can still call the mandatory, but that's what I was trying to interject earlier. Like, I don't see what's the argument about. Like, Ryan Tank and Ryan Teofimo, those are not guaranteed fights. Those are fights where Bob has to, you know, share the promotion, share the pot, come to an agreement with another entire side. Whereas Garcia Haney, that's the zone. That's Eddie and Matchroom. That's doable.
Great point.
I just don't believe what you believe. I believe it's a lot more. I believe it's a lot more difficult to make a Gervonta Davis Tank fight. I believe.
Also, if you remember what Bill said on air.
Hold on, that was the number that would be thrown at Bob. I don't. If Bob ain't got to pay, he good with it. If Bob got to pay, that's when he got a problem. It's not when he got.
Bro, what you're not understanding is, in a Ryan fight, it's not the same Bob that you're quoting right now. You're quoting Bob from the Bud. That's not. Ryan and Tank makes money, so he's gonna want his 50-50 in terms of co-promotion. Same way they did Wilder Fury. You understand? But that's what's probably gonna turn the fight away, because Tank and Leonard Edderby and Floyd, they're gonna say, wait, we did a pay-per-view. Ryan hasn't done shit, Oscar. All he did was win an eliminator for a belt that he hasn't won yet. So we can give you an offer and here it is, but you don't have this drawing or negotiating power that Francis from Canada says that you have.
Not only that,
and he doesn't have it with Bob Arum either, because Tio has 3 belts, 4 belts, whatever you want to say he has. Okay, so Ryan's opportunity and Campbell's opportunity is at Devin, and Devin is in the perfect situation. Take Javier now, because
that's why I disagree.
Right now, you got some people calling in like, oh, he don't got no power, this, that, and the third. So go ahead, fight another dude, change perception while you wait for the big fight.
Yeah, and I feel like if you put Ryan Garcia in a situation where he isn't the solidified A side, that fight's always going to be difficult to make no matter what. With Devin Haney, based off the interview with Bill, I don't think they have any qualms about making themselves a B side in that Ryan Garcia fight. Should they be? I don't think so. Just based off of resume and stuff like that. And you want to talk about the actual money aspect of it, okay, fine, you can have that argument. But from who is the guy to beat, it's Devin Haney between those two. But Ryan Garcia can solidify himself as an A-side in that fight, just again, based off the things that Bill has said and Devin has said. They want a big fight. You know, they're not built like a lot of the other fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Fight Ryan would be the A side and Devin Haney versus.
I think that Devin Haney would be much more. I think Devin Haney would be much more. What's the word? He'd be much more open to coming in as a B side as opposed to the other. Because look, I think he beats Ryan Garcia easy. I don't think he beats Ryan Garcia. Take that scalp and you run with it.
That fight is on Dazn.
Would he come in as the B side?
Listen, that fight is on Dazn. You don't got to worry about B side, man. Those guys will be taken care of. Hey. Eddie is the promoter of Haney. It'll be a big show. You see how Canelo felt about his ring walk. Eddie will make it right. You know, Golden Boy will add their expertise and experience. I don't think this would be an issue on Dazn. You know, A side, B side. You know, look, Devin Haney is the clear A side. He is the champion. You know, does he get all those boxes that a normal A side would get? Maybe he doesn't in the negotiations, but that's okay because he just wants to fight. He's just trying to build the resume. I just feel like when we look back 5 years from now, it's gonna say Gamboa Ryan. You know, he could add Javier there. You could add layers to your legacy and resume, and you know, rather than just waiting. If Francis is so confident that Ryan has options, well then let Ryan go ahead and you know, explore those options while you put on a better performance to captivate the audience. You understand? Put on that knockout performance that they're looking for to captivate an audience. And if not, you know, maybe he shows that he's just our generation's Mayweather. He's gonna outbox people to death.
Yeah, and listen, man, that's the point for me. The point for me is just I believe that Ryan Garcia does have that pulling power, but at the same time, you know, the business of boxing always proves itself to be A side at all times over everything else that you can think of. And in this situation, I believe the business of boxing will play A side in any fight that Ryan Garcia is a part of. He's the young up and coming phenom. His numbers are great. He hasn't really showed great numbers yet. It was looking to be promising, but just like everybody else, you know, we had to deal with the pandemic and the coronavirus. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, this time he got an opportunity to build himself a little bit more and bring more people in. 'Cause it's about the eyeballs and the asses in the seat and the money that you make. You know what I'm saying? That matters as much as well as how well you can fight. You understand? That's why Tank Davis is such a draw, because he can put the ass in the seat, but the boy can fight. You know what I'm saying? And the man can fight. So that's what we talking about right here. Ryan Garcia, it's already been looked at by Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez. And my understanding, they two right now holding the best positions in boxing. That I don't hear nobody saying, yo, I want to fight Devin Haney next. Oh, I want to fight Javier Fortuna next. Oh, let me fight Luke Campbell next. But I do hear everybody saying, let me get Ryan Garcia next.
See, I mean, if you look at the chat, people are just like, well, Ryan Garcia's the A side. Well, Haney's the A side. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's like when you try to make the Gervonta fight, there's a mess, a huge mess that you have to deal with.
Play your soundbite, man. They don't know shit about boxing, man.
Bro, I'm telling you. And like the thing is that you could go into that fight with Haney and Garcia, and I just feel like it's so much easier to negotiate and to get done. Also, the last point I'm going to make, listen, if Haney fights 3 times next year and Javier Fortuna is one of the softest touches that he fights, that's a good ass resume. Like depending on who else he fights, Javier Fortuna, all I'm trying to say is you could build a fighter of the year resume off of Javier Fortuna as your first fight.
Listen, I'm not gonna come up here and say Fortuna ain't no soft touch to me. For no fighter, he's awkward as hell, and he know how to fight.
No, that's my argument. I'm just saying if he's the softest touch out of the 3,
he gonna make him look like a soft touch.
Exactly. But ultimately, Javier Fortuna could be a tougher fight than Ryan Garcia at this point. We have no clue. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying we don't know that. And so for him to beat a Javier Fortuna and then a Ryan Garcia or a Campbell, depending on who wins, and then solidify the year with like a Teofimo fighter, I mean, that is fighter of the year, resume written all over it. I mean, look at who got fighter of the year. I mean, that's difficult because of 2020 and stuff, but those guys fought once this year, Fury and Teofimo. And
let me ask you real quick, if you were in Devin Haney's position right now, or speak on Devin Haney's position, how can he make this the best move he can with these 2 opportunities? This is like a power position, right? How can he turn it into something that he wants, something great, without the business getting him? You guys have any idea? Give a breakdown of how he can attack this A-side position he kind of in with the two mandatories.
Bruh, by beating Javier Fortuna, by having a better resume, like it's just that simple. By doing more, that's how you become A-side, man. Like by doing more. I don't know who's saying he ain't the A-side. I really don't. I hear that Ryan brings the following, but Ryan hasn't done anything. And beating Campbell, does that trump you over being a champion that defended the belt twice? I don't know. I think that he should just take this route, man.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. And the truth be told, like, if you were Haney, how would you want to do it? Would you rather fight Garcia Campbell winner first, then go into Javier? Or go Javier first, then Garcia Campbell winner, right?
See, that one's a tough one for me, man. The reason why, because I would say to take, because I'm still looking at getting my shot at them titles that I should have got the shot at, you know what I'm saying? But Tio got it instead. My eyes are still on getting the shot. So I'm not trying to make too much moves to where he gets an opportunity to wiggle away, and I gotta wait 2 or 3 fights.
Bill Haney explained that they want Tio, but Tio wants $10 million.
Right.
So they're gonna try and wait out for Tio, but Dazn made it clear that they willing to pay out the wazoo for Ryan versus Devin. So, that's the fight. And these are mandatories. This isn't an option anyway. You keep acting like he got options. He's the champ. That's his bargaining power.
Mandatory, for sure. Exactly. He gonna get that one way or the other.
You keep saying, he got to worry about Ryan, and Ryan got out. Dog, he got to fight his mandatory. So all I'm saying, because Ryan's in a fight, because Francis believe Ryan got all these options, which he do. WBC don't hold you by the collar. He could go fight Teofimo Lopez for a bigger fight. It's absolutely right. That's why Devin needs to grab this bull by the horn, get on a Javier Fortuna train, have Dazn build it up so that it's like, Ryan Campbell about to fight in January. Devin's fighting on Valentine's. He's sending love to all his fans. He's promising a knockout, something, but be right on the heels the way that Crawford fights and then Earl fights, the way that Tyson Fury fought. And then AJ fought, or to keep you in their mind. So, like, I don't know, man. We have to.
You see, the thing about it, I just don't want Devin to just tunnel vision to chase just one thing. Like, that's what options give you, right?
It's mandatory. Do what Crawford did. Call your mandatory. Get Javier out the way. Because think about it. Yes. This is the one thing I didn't say. If everything goes planned, Francis, and he fights Garcia Campbell winner, who you think is winning that fight? Who you see being the winner of that fight?
Gamble Garcia.
Yeah.
I got Garcia winning.
All right, so then that means that Devin is looking at Garcia versus him, right? Now
Right.
they fight. Now he beats Garcia, and now he's got to have his mandatory. It's like a low, just like Canelo. He fought Callum. He unified. Now, what? You about to fight Yeardom? What? Oh. So that's what I'm saying. Get Javier out the way now. So that it's like, Javier, oh shit, Ryan. Not Ryan. Oh shit, Javier. You understand?
Exactly, exactly. It's like you building a resume. You know
Go ahead,
what I mean,
Mario.
for fighter of the year, just like I said earlier.
I agree with y'all. The only thing I'm thinking about, because I know that Javier ain't no soft touch. He very awkward. You know, cuts and stuff can happen, you know, in fights. And this is boxing, man. Stranger things have happened in fights, and so, you know, you don't want to play with no opportunities. But yeah, what you guys say definitely makes sense. The way you guys are putting it makes sense. I'm just thinking about it, you know, long term. Just messing out the opportunity of being undisputed, which, you know what I'm saying, you have in your grasp right now. But having 2 mandatories is amazing. This is not 2 voluntary. This is 2 mandatories. Like, you definitely got to get these. So we talking summer 2021, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia.
Yo, this is beautiful for him because it gives him a trajectory, man. And these are 2 good names. Any 3 of these guys on his resume is a good name, and it's building for his future. I love it. I'm glad that, you know, we know now who exactly is his mandatory. And I say jump on it like other people do. Call your mandatory early and have Dazn promote your big fight. Because guess what? Canelo's fighting in February. So if you could get your fight off in February too and get some promotion on the Canelo card, or fight on the Canelo card, go to Mexico. Fight Javier in Mexico on the Canelo card. I mean, maybe you don't want to be a co-main, I get it, but maybe you smart enough to understand that, you know, it's a Canelo card. There's a lot of options. You don't got to sit around and wait. You are the champion. Why you waiting for a mandatory? You understand? Like, you are the champion, but you going to wait for Ryan Campbell winner? No, take Javier. He's on the list. Knock him off.
And I saw somebody put on the chat, you know, and I don't remember who it was, but shout out to whoever it was. It's like, you do Fortuna now, right? And let's say it's February. So you got Ryan in January, and then you got Devin in February. And then by the time we would have like a Cinco de Mayo type fight, right, somewhere in May, there's a good chance the crowds are going to be, you know, in full swing. I mean, at least over 50% for sure. I mean, I think that it's going to depend on the vaccine. It's going to depend on the masks, because they'll probably still make us wear masks for a while. I'm hearing until probably June or July, maybe even
oh my God, bro.
after
You
August.
just triggered
But
me. You triggered me, champ. What if he gets this fight off with Javier, right? February time. Ryan beats Campbell, because that's what Francis is saying. Who you got winning, Manchester? You picking Campbell?
I'm going to pick Ryan.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Ryan
So
until he
check it
proves
out.
me wrong. But honestly, I feel like Campbell's a smart money right now.
Check this out. Check this out. Beautiful. Haney tries to fight in February, his own card or Canelo card. Then him and Ryan, Cinco de Mayo, or him and Ryan, September, on the Canelo card, on the undercard, the way that Danny Lucas was on the undercard of Canelo versus Floyd. That magnitude. Make it that big. Like, oh my God, you know, this is the level of a fight that normally is its own main event, but, you know, we're putting it on this to give back to the fans. All that bullshit they need to sell us, but for them to get the exposure they need to get that torch pass. Because Ryan is Canelo team. So for Ryan, he wants to be on a Canelo undercard. For Golden Boy, they out the Canelo business, so they want to be back in that Canelo business. They understand the exposure that it would be for their fighter, Ryan Garcia. I think that if Haney knocks out Fortuna, Ryan takes care of business with Campbell in January, that leaves them open for May, Cinco de Mayo negotiations and or September negotiations.
Yeah, I feel you. That was kind of the point that I was driving to. I think that ultimately it's just a bigger fight. And look, I'll be honest with you. Even though I think Teofimo has solidified himself in his spot, like boxing is what have you done for me lately? You know, Devin Haney beats Ryan Garcia, then all of a sudden that Devin Haney Teofimo fight seems a little different, because even though Teofimo beat the guy that everybody thought, you know, the Matrix himself, Lomachenko, you're Devin Haney, you beat Ryan Garcia. Like, that's a lot. That's a big time crowd. That's a big time fan base. You know what I mean? You go back and now it's like you could say to Devin Haney, "Oh, we'll fight somebody." Like, bro, I just fought somebody that draws more than your last 3 fights put combined. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's tripping. But ultimately, it could be a big fight for 2021. Huge fight. You know, this Devin Haney Ryan Garcia is a fight that I think all fight fans would agree it would be, you know, amazing.
Yeah. Fortuna. Love it, man. Love it. I guess let's see that fight happen. February on the back of Canelo.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, sometime February, March, so that he's available for May or September, you know?
Word.
Because if you Ryan, you want to fight on that undercard with Canelo. There's no bigger exposure there. You know, then that makes the Canelo fight even, you know, there's no way they could get it done for the Yeardom, but that would strengthen the Yeardom card a lot, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they're going to have to.
But there's
because
no
that
way
fight
they can
alone
get it
doesn't
done.
sell.
But that's why Haney Fortuna should be on that card, strengthen it that
No,
way.
I agree. That's a lovely co-feature.
Any idea when Ruiz is fighting again?
Andy?
Yeah.
Man, we never got to do that show, which is unfortunate. I love me some Andy Ruiz, man. I love upsets. And
Feeling that he's
upset.
fighting around same time Canelo is.
Why they stole my idea? They don't even, at least PBC should become a Patreon of TBV, right? Like, they really doing Areola, Andy Garcia on pay-per-view. Eddie Reynoso.
Bro, you said that, and like I saw some articles, but that's not for sure.
Bruh, Eddie Reynoso already said that's what he want, and that he like that comeback
That's what
fight.
he want, but
Dog, Andy's a franchise. You don't want to believe it. It's a franchise. And
it's not that I don't want to believe it.
I wanted to do that show. I watched this episode. He's working. I'll be honest, though. I still question Andy, bro. You know, the issue with recording your workouts is we don't know what set you in. We don't know how long you worked out. So, you know, watching him, like, he needs that trainer that's whipping the whip. Like, whipping the whip. You got to whip him with the whip. This dude don't really want to work. So, but he's working, and they got him working. And I love it, man. I love it. I think we're going to get a brand new Andy, and I cannot wait. But they definitely want Areola, and that's what they need. When you got a franchise, you build it. You build it. There's no, because he beat AJ, you supposed to rush him back in there to the top 3? Absolutely not. You build his brand and his marketability real quick, and he could be built. He could be built, man. We never had a heavyweight, let alone be a Mexican draw. You know, Andy Ruiz is not John Ruiz. You know what I mean? It's totally different. And you get him in Areola, and after Areola, you get him a Kovnacki. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? There's no rush. Let AJ, Fury, and Wilder figure it out. You become the Dillian White of America. What did Dillian White do? Made his own lane. All his fights with top 10 heavyweights, top 15 heavyweights, you know, they were pay-per-view domestically in his country, and he made money. Andy needs to do the same. And you can stream it if you want, if that's what you want to do. You fickle boxing fan, just keep in mind, what you do to others gets done to you. And that's why your favorite fighters' pay-per-views are shit. Because you want to shit on other people's, you understand? I buy them all. I buy them all. No, because I could talk my shit, but my bills be $350,
no,
$275. I buy every fucking pay-per-view. You never hear me saying I use a cracked stream or a fucking broken link like some of you cheap these
I don't do that shit either. Here's my thing though, is I understand it's a reality.
I'm not
and you
stealing from my
talking about
favorite
this
fighter.
fight without thinking about the B side of it all. Like you want Chris Arreola to be the B side of a pay-per-view in 2021, my
Yeah,
guy?
200,000,
dog, you
250,000.
kinda
pay-per-view.
tripping.
No, listen to me.
Bro.
John Duddy and Julio Cesar Chavez fought on pay-per-view.
Yeah, that was different,
And let
dog.
me
That was so
explain.
different.
Let me explain.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it's pay per view. You don't have to pay if you don't want to view. You understand? So go ahead. Don't pay. Don't pay. But I know that there are nearly 37 million Mexican Americans registered in America. That's got nothing to do with those that aren't, and that's got nothing to do with any other Latino fan base that might like boxing, let alone the casual American that likes heavyweight boxing. You go ahead and believe that Andy and Areola isn't a pay-per-view, and you're going to be sitting here sadly mistaken when they come in at 225, 275, even at 300. Remember that Baby Bull was a pay-per-view star. But
Let me give you.
You forget.
Okay,
him.
but you forgetting
Juan
that
Diaz.
Baby Bull and John Duddy and Julio Cesar Chavez, they were like $20 pay-per-views, $25.99. You think that Ruiz is going to be on that pay-per-view with Areola and they're going to take it as low as $30? Like, I highly doubt it. And that's my point. It's like, if it's $15, you know what I'm saying? Like a fight night type of thing, all right, I'll give it a shot.
don't
If it's
get
got
it.
like a really good
You
undercard,
don't get it,
$40,
man.
sure.
You
But
don't
you want me
get
to
it.
pay $75 for Chris Arreola,
No,
my man?
I want you to
don't give
pay-
a shit.
No,
Who you got
no,
on
no,
that
no,
card?
no,
I ain't
no.
paying for that shit.
Let me tell you what I want you to do. What Fox
Go
wants
ahead.
you to do. Fox doesn't want you to pay for Andy Ruiz, Areola $75. Fox wants you to pay for the story of the first Mexican heavyweight ever to be unified. And now he is rebuilding. Keep in mind that the UK would have done anything if AJ would have decided to rebuild and not go into the immediate rematch. We all knew. We did shows about how he could have went back and forth, the Tackhams and the Parkers and the Dillian Whites of the world domestically in UK on pay-per-view. So why can't Andy? Why can't Andy? He did what everybody wanted
UK.
Wilder to do. He
'Cause it's
did.
not the
he
UK,
did what
different
AJ did.
marketplace.
He did what Fury did. We will see. We will see because again,
It's
37.
market,
Listen
man.
to me. Listen to me. You're not factoring in. I'm Dominican American, right? I'm American. You're not factoring. I'm just telling you there's 37 million Mexican Americans in America. You telling me they can't do 225,000, 250,000? You tripping. You tripping. I'm telling
about
you.
to see
Listen,
it.
Fox gonna
You
sell
about
that
to see it.
story, and they're gonna show this highlight over and over of Andy Ruiz and his claim to fame. He's knocking out AJ, and he's telling you the story how he went back to Mexico, the president, everybody loves him, and then they give you the sad music.
Yo,
They turn
we
the
still
sad
talking
music.
about this. Yo, this don't mean nothing, man. This don't mean nothing. Last time I checked, I asked y'all the question, like, does Andy Ruiz being the heavyweight first Mexican heavyweight champion in the world, does it mean anything?
Of course. What the
Yes, it
hell?
does.
Julio Cesar Chavez being, you know what I'm saying, the legend that he is in Mexico. And it was like, no, I'm talking about the first ever Mexican heavyweight.
Absolutely,
Like,
it
It
means
means
something.
something for sure, but at the same time,
That
it's
shit's gonna
gotta
bring
it-
pay-per-views, man.
Nah,
Yo,
listen,
listen,
champ.
don't forget
Even Chris
Canelo.
Arreola, when he was at
Don't
his hottest, his
forget.
Vitaly Klitschko fight was on regular HBO.
Don't
I got you.
forget Chris Arreola. I mean, Canelo, and I know Canelo and Andy ain't the same, but maybe in Mexico, and he was a heavyweight. So don't forget Canelo off a loss did Angulo on a pay-per-view. So why can't Andy?
Yeah, my man, because he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Like everybody kind of
And
gives you a
Andy
pass
lost
on
to
that.
AJ.
My dog,
Andy
my
lost
dog
to
is
AJ.
tied with AJ. Listen,
Doggy,
if
Andy
they fought that
lost-
trilogy
Andy
and then
lost
he
to a
won,
god.
yeah, absolutely.
He lost
Each
to a
pay-per-view,
boxing-
You gotta pay
like,
for
my
anything.
man looks
He's
like
on
an
the come
action
up.
figure.
You want
Come
us to pay
on.
for a pay-per-view on the come up?
I'm paying. Hey Al, I'm
You're the
paying.
only one.
I'm paying.
You got Nessa $74.99 now.
And I just reloaded it.
Spend it
I'm
wisely.
paying that. I'm paying that. I love Andy. I love the heavyweight division. No problem.
Love Andy.
No problem.
Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola pay-per-view.
Bruh,
Like I would feel honestly, I would feel violated as a boxing fan.
Let me go back.
I would
Let me go
feel
back.
like I need a puppet,
Please,
like
please,
to talk like
please,
a Drover
please,
puppet.
please.
You know what I'm saying?
Mario, no Vaseline.
Please, let me
Oh,
go
I'm
back.
telling you,
Please,
dog.
please, let me go back because I
Tripping.
don't like what he said. He said, oh, he loves Andy, and he laughs, right? And this is what I'm saying. You guys respect the motherfucker that got shot, not the shooter. Andy took the shot. Andy took the shot. He didn't cry about percentage splits. He didn't cry about A side, B side. He got in Eddie's DMs and said, give me whatever. Let me prove myself. But you laughing at him. You, Andy, yeah, I'm riding with the motherfucker that took the fucking short money and bet on his fucking self and came up like $1 million baby. Okay, that's who I'm riding with. That's fucking right. You see, and that's why you got guys like Crawford not taking the fucking short end because y'all don't ride. So he like, yo, they ain't even paying for my pay-per-view to get my feet wet. Why I'ma jump off the mountain for them? Bro. Andy took the short money and he didn't get paid, so now I'm paying him. You get me? Andy did what I want all my fighters to do. Andy did what I want all my fighters to do. Andy did what Deontay Wilder did. He took the short money, and that's what I respect. Gabriel Rosado took the short money, and I still be promoting Gabriel Rosado to this day with 13 losses. Orlando Salido took the short money. I promote him to this day. You just don't respect the real.
Nobody ever said you weren't a good homeboy. Nobody ever said that you weren't a top homie.
My guys want to fight. My guys want to fight. My guys want to fight. They
want to fight Chris Arreola. They want to fight.
Oh, you got to take 25%. Oh, with him it's 25. With him it's 30. With that one it's 40. No, my guys is like, what you giving me? Let's go. I could beat you. Let's go.
What you giving me? Chris Arreola? Let's go.
Hey, all I know is they reporting something that I birthed on this show a year ago. So I'm good. Right. I'm good. The minute he beat AJ, I said this fight was a pay-per-view. And
I hate when you do this. You got me shitting on the fight like I don't think it's a good fight. I think it's a great fight. For
all your family gonna be there. They're gonna kick you out. Everybody in your house gonna be there except you because they like, yo, we remember what you said. Go somewhere.
Yeah, that's true, right?
When they all sitting there watching Andy, huh? I love it. Bro,
you think his grandmother don't want to watch it? You think his grandmother don't want to watch it and his father don't want to watch Andy? Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all crazy. Who don't love a comeback story?
I don't think my grandma wants to do anything but make the Mala joke.
Rocky's in the Hall of Fame because we love a comeback story, gentlemen.
He said tamale jokes about Chris Arreola.
Bro, that's the only upside I can imagine my family having for Chris Arreola pay-per-view. They're basically paying to roast him.
Arreola, let me tell you something. Arreola's gonna make tamale jokes on you when he's cashing in on them pay-per-view buys. Listen to me. Yo. They planning on coming in under 250. He putting it out there. He's working. People love a comeback story, but it's okay. Me and Team Arreola and Team Ruiz, we gonna laugh at y'all. Let's see.
You ain't gonna laugh at me.
You got my $75, $80. I don't even do 75. I don't do SD, HD all day for me. Let's go. $80. Let's go.
Bro, he's capping
Keep the
hard for Ruiz, dog.
Keep the penny.
Yo.
I know, because he called it. He's rocking. Listen,
I respect that.
And he said he called it, and it's nice that he called it. He looked at it and they're like, oh, he beat me to it. It's a great plan, and you definitely should get your credit for it. You know what I'm saying? 100%. No, all jokes aside and all, you know what I'm saying, trying to make the show amazing aside. What you're saying, you know what I'm saying, is right. Andy Ruiz being the heavyweight champion of the world, the first Mexican heavyweight champion in the world, I feel like changed his life when he made that statement. Mama will never have to, you know what I'm saying, work again. Like, that's right. He foreseen the mountain he just climbed over and what's on the other side. He like, damn, man, we good. And you can see, like, everybody said, oh, he's not focused. He about the money because it just falling at his feet. He going to meet the president. He going here. He going there. You know, I looked at it like, yo, life-changing experience for him. And now he got the bit between his teeth. And Al Heyman is like, okay, bet, we can cash out on Andy right now because, yo, he got a little following. And he's you know what I'm saying? He's
Tag
he's
me
the
in.
Mexican heavy
Tag
former
me in.
Mexican unified heavyweight champion of the world. Like I'm with it. Like
but
Tag me in. Tag me in. Listen,
What it is-
Francis.
Go ahead.
Francis, don't forget Lions Only's promotion. They got an acquisition deal or some shit like that because of the footage that they was putting out. Andy doing the same. Once Fox go to pay-per-view, they're going to want that story. Everything that he's saying into that camera, the whole how he's coming back. Yo,
you're right.
It's something in those videos that he says about like the realization of stepping. Everything I fucking told him. Give me my money, Andy. You better become a pound for pound.
You should
hold
feel
on,
very.
hold on.
Go ahead.
I told Andy, I said the minute he goes there and he sees how other champions are working, because that's something. See, that's something I got to see. Not everybody gets to go to so many elite. I was in Thurman, Porter, Earl Spence, fucking Wilder, Danny Garcia. The names go on and on, elite level, so you get to see what elites do. Andy was always training his fucking self. He was the top dog. So when he went to a top dog gym and said, oh shit, and you know when I realized that? When Ryan went there and he's like, oh shit, like these dudes is really training over here. And you got to realize that you not turned up. You fake turned up, and he's seen that, and that story's gonna sell. When the Mexican Americans get by, ay, míralo, mijo, mira, está trabajando de verdad. He's really working. Could you imagine? Everybody's gonna pay to see how much he weighs, what he looks like. Come on, bro. Like all those storylines, man. They could get this dude a Jenny Craig sponsorship easy. Easy, Slim Fast sponsorship. Let's go.
I would not be doing my journalistic duties if I did not bring up the fact that Chris Arreola is not an opponent name-wise that I believe Andy coming off a loss.
You fickle. You fickle.
Hold on, let me finish.
No, you fickle. Chris Arreola gave Adam Kovnacki hell. He gave Adam Kovnacki hell.
Y'all are. Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Y'all are both wrong, but go ahead.
Right, and listen, this is me saying that Chris Arreola being the Mexican American darling, you know what I'm saying? When he fought Kovnacki in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? The Polish fans and Mexican fans, they showed up. It was big. So I'm not saying that Chris Arreola can't bring the Mexican American side as well as the whole California side with him. You know what I'm saying? To buy pay-per-view, he definitely can do that. That's a fact. I'm just saying that for the casual fans, the name Arreola might not carry. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, let me tell you something. You tripping? The name Arreola, the name Arreola rings bells with every casual. He fought Vitaly and Vlad and fucking fought Stavern twice, fought Deontay Wilder. You are tripping on the highest levels of tripping right now, man. Whatever they got you in the BBC, they giving you the garbage over there, man. That shit ain't even fucking flushed right, homie. You tripping. Areola's known. He fought on Fox, okay? He fought on HBO. He fought on all the big networks. You tripping right now. They don't know Areola. You crazy, man. It's a marketing fucking home run. It's a marketing. It's two dudes that unless Eddie changes Andy into this in and out fighter, we getting a guaranteed barn burner.
Slugfest. Yeah, definitely. But that's the thing. That's why y'all are both wrong, because at the end of the day, this name does resonate and it does work for an Andy Ruiz fight. It doesn't work on pay-per-view. The problem is the guys that know this fight, you know, the name Arreola that would ring bells with the casuals that would know him for not coming in, you know, not being in shape, for looking really, really bad on fight nights, for taking his biggest shots and getting blown away. You know what I'm saying? So yes, he's a great name if it's a free Fox card or if it's a FS1, which I think it's a little too good of a fight for FS1. But if it's a free Fox card, it's a Showtime Championship Boxing, absolutely. But to ask people to pay for a pay-per-view for Arreola, no way, dog. You tripping. And that's the thing I wouldn't be. I got you. That's the thing I wouldn't be bragging about. I absolutely think you have a right to brag about understanding the sport the way you do, and you called it. And yes, you have this insight to what's going on today in boxing that few people have. But on the other side, if you're at all responsible for the fact that this is going to be on pay-per-view, I wouldn't be congratulating yourself. I think that you did us all a disservice if we end up having to pay real pay-per-view money for a fight that was probably going to be on Fox to begin with.
Yo, let me just get through these super chats real quick. Hold your thought, man. Hold your thoughts. TikTok Boxing says, Ness, you bugging. Nobody's paying for Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola.
I hating.
What are you smoking this morning?
Yeah, I hating. I'm paying. I'm paying.
One coming back. What?
I said I'm paying.
Okay, cool. Another super chat coming from Sarcastic Sarcasm says, Americans relate to Andy also because they love the underdog or Rocky story. Also, his body type touches common ground with a lot of Americans.
How you wasn't nominated for Super Chat of the
One
year?
more.
How he wasn't nominated, man? That's crazy, Sarcastic Sarcasm.
Matt
That's
Ben
crazy.
100 says, I agree with marketing Ness. Plus, if Andy look in better shape, that sells the story.
No, dog. You could watch Biggest Loser on Fox for free.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a pay-per-view storyline against Areola.
First of all, stop giving the blueprint out for free. But Biggest Loser was a very successful story. You're absolutely right. You can watch it for free, but you can't watch it in Meets Boxing. This is Meets Boxing. This is Biggest Loser Meets Boxing. This is Andy, the comeback
The problem is that the best in the world we don't associate with Biggest Loser. Like, come on, dog.
You
Like,
know how many?
You gonna see Wilder Fury
want your
and it's like just like a
money.
back
That's
can.
what you don't get. We don't want your pay-per-view money. You're a workout dude. You go do squats and we want that guy that works 9 to 5. He's got overtime. He's got a protruding stomach and he's looking at Andy. And he's hearing Andy say all the same reasons he couldn't get in shape. He himself watching.
Damn, you want my dad?
Exactly.
That's who your
dad, I bet you your dad gonna buy that pay-per-view. When Andy is sitting there in that Oprah Winfrey chair, and it's like, yeah, Oprah, I just got caught up with the fame and the lights, and I couldn't train.
I couldn't stop eating menudo.
And I just went to the cake. And I kept eating the cake, and she's like, we all can relate with eating cake, Andy.
You ever try to
the crowd is
empanada?
gonna clap. The crowd is going, oh, yeah, because we all can relate to eating cake. All us real people. Not everybody that looks like AJ. Ain't nobody
And then
talking
they're gonna
to
say,
them.
"Tell us about the pay-per-view. What's that? Oh, I'm fighting a guy who's most of the time been really fat in his fights. He's lost a bunch. Every time he stepped up, he's lost."
Okay, so the question is, why is it on pay-per-view? And he's gonna be like, "Well, Oprah, it's because I took short money. I did what real fighters do. I did what Duran did. Duran took 1.5 million versus Sugar Ray Leonard, who received 8 or 9 million. I took 1.5. I did that. I took the short money. So now my public is paying. Now they understand. They respect what I did. They respect what I did. I earned this status. The same reason Deontay Wilder got to fight Luis Ortiz and we supported his pay-per-view because he earned that status. So that's the problem. Y'all just respect the dude that got shot and posted in the hospital like, yo, I got shot 9 times.
I respect the money in my pocket.
Super chat from Showcase 2005 said, "Damn, Ness can sell any fight. One of these pros need to hire you. You go harder than their promoters."
Bruh, I love this sport and I know what it takes to grow. And if you want a big fight for Deontay Wilder in 2021, you start marketing fucking Andy Ruiz. As simple as that, man. Simple as that.
PG Darrow came in with a super chat and said, "Don't nobody want to see that BS."
You a hater. You ain't a fan of boxing. And let me tell you, you guys say that nobody wants that fight, but why is every fight of the year candidate and winner that style of fight? Where two dudes go in there, rock 'em, sock 'em, boom, 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 boom. That's who wins it. You never see Floyd Mayweather get fight of the year for beating
that,
fucking...
But Ness, we're not promoting that, though. Come on, that ain't boxing, man. Come on. That ain't boxing, man.
If it ain't, why it gets all the awards?
Anybody, yes, Young Ali. You know that.
If it ain't, why is Matt and Vega getting the award?
Why is who?
Matt and Vega. They getting the Border Wars award for fight of the night.
That you ain't even, bro. Both of them done said that they ain't trying to get any times fight of the night is because somebody standing there going blow for blow. That shit ain't cute. That shit ain't cool. That shit don't look good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But they getting it.
And then said somebody you just going punch for punch. That don't show no skill about boxing. Both of you guys don't show that. You stand there punching each other in the face. Like, come on, man. You got cinder blocks on your feet?
Those are good fights.
But let me ask you something. But you wouldn't argue. Let me ask you something. But you wouldn't argue right? If Dazn didn't exist, you wouldn't argue that Haney and Ryan Garcia was on pay-per-view, right?
Me?
Yeah, you.
If I would argue if they would be on.
I'm saying if Dazn did not exist, would you argue if Haney and Ryan Garcia was on pay-per-view?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
No,
And he got us.
you wouldn't argue, right? And again, I go back to respecting the shooter, not the person that gets shot. I'm paying for Andy versus Areola because he took the short money. He didn't drag out long way. No, he took what they offered and made his destiny.
I hate that though, but even though you're right, like when did this
like that? Yo, hold on. Don't make it sound like that because yes, he took it. An opportunity was presented to him and he took it. He didn't have to. Don't make it seem like he took the short money. An opportunity. He didn't have a negotiation in the. It was offered to you. Take it or leave it. Don't make it seem like
I mean, compared to where he was, why wouldn't he take it? Why wouldn't he take that shot?
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying.
It's not like he was so brave that he went into the.
Because a lot of other people turned down their opportunity. That's on them. That's on them if they turn it down. If Lewis had opportunities and he turned it down, that's on him.
No, that's why you gotta back him.
No, shout out for Andrew Reed for stepping up and taking that opportunity.
Exactly.
But for them dudes who decided that the opportunity, that's on them. But don't make it seem like Andrew Reed had a bargaining opportunity in this to try to see, he had to take short. That was the only offer.
He also had to take short notice, by the way.
Let me tell you something. Dillian White turned it down, and that's what I'm saying. We are hold on. Listen to me. That's what we are saying. We are shouting out Andy by saying we're going to pay for it because we understood he took less money in that AJ fight.
Don't make it seem like Ryan and Devin isn't good business, pay-per-view business. It's good business.
So how many buys does it do? How many buys? What's your prediction? What's your prediction on buys then? What's your prediction on buys for Devin and Ryan?
On Devin and Ryan?
Yeah. Because I know that more people know Andy Ruiz and Areola.
I can throw a hypothetical number for you right now.
Yeah, throw it.
Obviously, it's going to change when a hypothetical number.
Yeah, throw it.
They can do easy 200,000 on pay-per-view.
All right, then, and that's my fucking point. I'm saying that Areola could do 225, 275 with Andy. You tripping. It's good business. It's good business.
Hold on, but can I give you a little bit of background difference? Because you just sat up here and just said, hold on, you just sat up here and said a while ago that every casual knows Chris Areola because he fought this name and that name and that name. So the number of pay-per-views should be higher than that.
Why?
Because these guys are young. Nobody don't really. They haven't had the career like Chris Areola.
He's trying to set the bar too high now for.
But I understand what you say though. But if you build it the way it is, the number definitely should be higher. He should be doing 500 easy.
Mario.
With 37 million Mexican Americans and all, he should do 500 easy. That's what you talking like. You putting the pressure on him.
You're saying that's what Ness is saying.
Pay-per-view. You doing this, Ness. They got to live up to all of this. That all your grandmother, your uncle, all your family, all the Mexican Americans, they got to step up for Andy right now because you putting his neck on the gauntlet. He got to do it now, Ness. Got to.
Mario.
You got to. Mexican American heavyweight champion of the world. Thank you.
You done?
You done? See him do. I want to, but you don't raise the number. 200 ain't enough. No, you got to go 500 and more.
Is you done? Because I don't want to interrupt.
I'm finished, man.
Mario, you see him feeling the pressure. Now he's raising the bar. Now all of a sudden, the unknown Areola, the retired Areola, coming off a loss Areola, Andy coming off a loss, unknown. All of a sudden, he wants them.
Coming off a loss.
Andy's coming off a loss. Areola's coming off a loss and is retired. Stop it. You feel the pressure. Now you raising the bar. No, they can't do 200. They got to do 500. I love it. Let's get to these super chats. You lost, man. You lost right there. You proved it.
So I can't rebut now? Let me rebut.
How you going to rebut a rebut? You rebutting a rebut? What the hell?
You going to rebut the rebut. Yo, so we got No EG. Dallas says, stop, Ness. Stop smoking that Reggie. That's what it will do to you. Not a pay-per-view fight at all. Areola's just not a pay-per-view fighter. That's the problem I have with it. Ken Stone came up and said, yo.
You know what Ness gonna do?
What?
Ness gonna jump and skip and shout when Areola and Andy do 75 to 100,000 pay-per-view buys and say, yo, that was successful. Go ahead, read the super chat.
Yo, Ken Stone says this fight is only pay-per-view if it's the co-main on a Wilder comeback card. Set up an eliminator, Andy versus Wilder. Otherwise, Showtime on CBS or regular Fox. And I agree with that. It's a great fight. I hate when I'm put in a situation where I have to downgrade a fight because I love this fight. I just don't love it on pay-per-view. Shinsi comes up, says Areola versus Ruiz is not a pay-per-view. Ness Heyman, LOL. Troy Graham says, Ness, the great contradictor. Shut up. Damn.
Fight me
that's
at Border
harsh.
Wars, punk.
Yo, Bama Bo says, Supermex versus Troy Graham. Border Wars 11. Damn, Champy.
Look, you ain't even on
He
my
calling
level.
for it.
You ain't even on my level. They gave you the Super Max. Coming
Damn.
off of knockout laws. Look at you.
Yo,
you bum.
and we got Ito Cool says, imagine, I paid to watch Mario fight Keem. I'm paying.
Thank
Another
you.
one on the Nest. Yo,
Thank
pay
you.
for my next fight.
Because
I'm fucking him up.
There we go. See? That's what y'all don't get, man. People pay for what they want. They know what's a good fight. Y'all don't, man. Y'all don't know.
Yo,
Y'all
I'm
don't
a-
know.
Yo,
I'm a
Mario,
king.
Ness. Hold on. Just
Take the air out of lover. It's over, brother.
it's over, man. Andy got to do big numbers because Chris Areola got a big name. He's known in the boxing community, and to casuals, he's known because who he has fought, right? And then you got Andy Ruiz, who it was a former first time unified Mexican heavyweight champion of the world with the dad bod. The
That's
story
right.
sells itself. He
Oh,
gonna get in
now-
shape.
Now you
Stuff-
on my story. Check him
right.
out, y'all. This dude
I
terrible,
love it.
man.
I love how you sell it. Now
You
now
terrible.
we need 500,000 Mexican Americans and casuals
Mm-hmm.
to buy pay-per-view at 74.
Go ahead and set the bar all high because you
Yo, am
feel
I
like
frozen?
you lost. Nah.
With it. No, you're not frozen.
Okay.
You're not.
You know who's frozen?
But-
You know who's
yeah,
frozen?
74.99.
Francis.
And congratulations, Andy.
Francis
I
frozen.
love it. I love it.
Francis frozen right now. He don't know what to say, so he keep trying to raise the bar high. Now Andy got to do 500,000 pay-per-view. Wilder never did 500,000 versus Luis Ortiz, but somehow Andy got to do it coming off a loss with a retired fighter. I love it. I
Listen,
love
this
it.
is the
I love
story,
it.
man.
Fan
This is the
base,
story.
Fan base.
This
You
is the
believe. That's
story.
all you saying. By setting the bar at 500, did you believe in the story more than me? That's all you saying, Papa? That's all you saying.
Nah. You saying that Andy and Areola are those guys.
We'll see.
So if they're those guys, I want to see the number 500K
Yo,
pay per view.
You
None
mad.
less, none more.
Shinsi with the super chat says what? I guess he meant to put Ruiz versus Areola. No, Ruins versus Areola is Ruiz comeback buildup though. I guess he meant to say Ruiz versus Areola. And that's what I'm saying. It's the story you buying, man. We got Troy on the comeback with the hater chat says, Ness, I offered you a fight 3 times. You punked out. Yeah, he offered me a 1-minute fight. Man, get out of here with your defibrillator in your chest. Get your butt out of here before you get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Go sign up. You can't offer me no fight. What did Leonard Ellaby tell y'all? The B-side can't offer the A-side nothing. You punk. What's wrong with you?
You gotta get a ranking, man.
You know what
You gotta
I'm
sign
saying?
up to get
You're
ranked.
not even ranked, man.
Nobody
only thing
knows
you could
you,
get,
man.
only thing you could get is me offering you a voluntary shot. You nobody, you bum. You know what I mean? Get out of here talking that craziness, man.
It's over, brother.
Yeah, bro, buckle up, man. Buckle up. It's going down, right?
Yeah, man, but yo, it's going down like a plane crash. But listen, let me tell you something, man. Y'all not understanding right here. I'm super excited that Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, to bring it back to Devin, get an opportunity to get 2 avenues, 2 roads, 2 bridges in which he could take with automatic passes. He don't got to pay a toll. He gets to slide through no matter what. It's about which one he want to choose, which lane he wants to go down first. You know what I'm saying? And we're all debating this morning that the lane that he should take is definitely Javier Fortuna. Put him on the mantle real quick, knock his head off, and then go take on Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell winner. And after that, maybe late 2021, if all goes good, he gets that undisputed bout that he's looking for with Teofimo Lopez. What you think about that, y'all?
I wouldn't mind, I guess, You got a super chat from Ito Cool says, Yo, Francis, what are you even arguing? Ness, keep going.
I'm arguing the fact that, listen, Andy Ruiz and Areola being the two Mexican-American darlings shows what the numbers is all about, man. 500K. Like, you know what I'm saying? You getting on pay-per-view.
He changed his argument
what up?
mid-show. He changed. First it wasn't a pay-per-view. Now he wants them to do 500. You know he lost, yo. Let's move on, man. We're going to go to callers, man. We're going to let him lose with dignity, man. Let's get out to the sponsors real quick, and we're going to go to the callers.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Don't forget to drop us 5-star review on iTunes, man, and help us continue to be number 1 on the boxing category in iTunes in the world. Drop us a 5-star review. Any country you're in listening to the show, it's always going to help with the visibility and the popularity, man. At the end of the day, that's what we need to get those big guests. You know, but real quick, super chat from W Boxing, who says, can't justify paying for Ruiz Areola. It's a dope pay-per-view undercard fight for somebody else. I think all you got to do is strengthen the undercard. If they did Ruiz Areola, watch how I get you right now. They do Ruiz Areola, Mario Barrios, Regis Prograis undercard. People buying that. Even though that ain't too big of a fight, but that's a good fight for hardcores. And all we need is 225, 250. You know what I mean? So we doing all right. We doing all right.
But yeah.
So even if you don't like that Regis fight, let's do another one though. But we got super chats. Go for it.
Yeah, Boston Jared coming back says, is Ruiz Areola bigger than Charlo Harrison too?
Ooh!
That's on regular TV with no COVID.
Yo, of course it is. Of course it is. Ruiz became the unified heavyweight champion of the world. That's how AJ says it. I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world. That's what Ruiz became, man. Not everybody could say that, man. Only Muhammad Ali. You know, guys like who else? Mike Tyson. You know, you want to be in the list of names like that. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and act like everybody does that. Troy with a super chat says, Ness, Cupcake, stop lying to yourself. You want the fight? Sign up. March 13th. You got a date with Destiny. Talk to me.
Ken Stone come back with a super chat says, T will be at 140 soon. That's where he fights Haney, to be honest. Yeah. I can get that. Possibly. I can get with that, but they might do it at 135 for them titles, man. If it's on the line, they'll make the weight. Those guys will make the weight. They're young enough and they're professional enough, disciplined enough to make the weight. But listen, you see how funny it is. It's all well and good, you know what I'm saying, when the rabbit got the gun. Because look at it now. Use our day shooting, coming out, pop. Oh, Andy Ruiz is pay-per-view star. The story is this is that, and when you find out now that, okay, so that's what it is. So then the number's 500K. Oh, you lost. What are you talking about? Why's the number got to be so high?
Yeah.
What you think? 200K, 300K gonna be okay?
Bruh,
it ain't, man.
Hold on.
You just went ahead and told us the numbers.
Listen,
you just told us the numbers.
Again, champ,
you told us the numbers. You did tell us the numbers, right?
Again, you only prolonging the show with your weak debate because Earl never did 500,000. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. But he wasn't the first Mexican heavyweight champion, unified heavyweight champion in the world. He was the first unified Texan champion. He was the first Texan champion. He was the first dude to come back from a Ferrari flipping over. He was near death life. He had his own story to sell. And don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Callers, man.
Yeah.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Yo, what up? Good morning, fellas. We going out to the coaches. J-Mac, what's going on?
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part in all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Only check stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. I only got a minute.
Yo, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Morning.
Hey, topic at hand. Devin Haney. Looking forward to them. I do agree with. I don't remember who said it. He got a better chance of fighting. Forward to that fight, and also looking forward to see who wins. I kind of hope Luke Campbell wins from the upset because it's a better. I think he'll fight Devin Haney before, maybe not before Ryan Garcia was. It's more like Ryan Garcia and his team and keeping him on their trajectory instead of fighting Devin Haney. I don't see him fighting Devin Haney next if he win that fight. So that's definitely big ups for Devin Haney. Maybe he could get some of them opponents so we can stop asking who, what, when, and why everybody keep hating on him and looking for his power. I just let him keep racking up the wins. It's kind of funny.
Cut it. Coach Myers, Connecticut.
Let me get some super chats real quick. Yeah, It's Cool says, Ness, keep the same energy gives. Then we have Troy Graham come back and says, I want you, Ness, and only you.
You don't want me. I said March 13th. Sign up, punk. Ken
Stone says, win, lose, or draw. I see Ryan fighting Linares next. And that's
build up that resume. I hear you. We going out to Coach Myers, Connecticut.
Yo, good morning. You hear me?
Morning. You clear?
Good morning. I think the Luke Campbell Garcia is a good fight. I'm actually favoring Luke Campbell to win that. Ryan really hasn't shown nothing on that highest level. The Areola Ruiz fight, it's a good fight. I don't know about pay-per-view, but it's definitely a good fight. Me being a boxing fan, of course, I'm going to pay for it. And Ness, I know you see the videos. I mean, how you feel about these people making money off the videos, interviews you doing, man, on YouTube? Well, I know you see me sending those videos to you, bro.
I don't even know what you're talking about. What video?
The Dante's Boxing Nation. He did 2 videos on.
That's all right. We do the same thing. When Barbershop does a good interview with Bob Aaron, we use his quotes, man. It's part of the game. Got to. You got to give those guys credit, man, when they do, great interviews. And that's all he's doing. As long as he gave us credit, that's all we can ask for so that people know that we did it. But let's see who we going to. Keem in Florida. What's going on? Come on down.
There's nothing in the sponge for Izzy. He ain't got nothing in there. Where the team at? Oh, we got J-Mac giving excellent instructions over there to Keem the Dream. Your winner by unanimous decisions is Keem the Dream.
Yo, what up? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Devin Haney gonna have 2 mandatories. What? I missed the beginning of the show. I don't know if you covered it, but how does that even work? How do you have 2 mandatories? What does WBC got going on?
Cause he won a vacant title. Remember, he got elevated. He didn't fight for it, so that's what happens. That's part of the rules. It's not new.
All right, I never heard that, but okay. And then listen, man, the Ruiz Areola is a good fight. I think it's an easy fight to sell. Pay-per-view, I don't know, man. I mean, I buy all pay-per-views, so you can't ask me these kind of questions. Like, I buy everything, bro. So it's whatever with me. I watch everything. I buy everything. It's just I'm in a bad cycle with this boxing, man. I got it bad. You know how that is. But yeah, I hope it's not a pay-per-view because then I'm gonna have to pay for it. I'm trying to cut down on the pay-per-views this shit, man. They're killing me. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. Good show, y'all.
Yo,
Hopefully, I come back with
Keem.
another one.
All right. I mean, we blessed, man.
Keem. Where Keem at? Pull him back.
I'm here.
Yo, did you drink any coquito over this Christmas?
I don't really like coquito, man. My wife actually makes it and sells it, and was booming this year, man. She made some extra bread on that, but so I'll try it here and there when she makes a batch. But I don't really like coquito like that, man. It's not my thing. But we got it for sale though if you need it. All right,
bro.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. I'm hitting a thumbs up. It went from 125 to 126. Asking you to do the same thing and help us push this video in the eyes of other boxing fans so that they see we're talking all topics over here on TBV in the morning, 7 days a week, multiple times a day. We going out the Noah just dropped off.
Yo, I'm black. I got Blog Talk up.
I was just about to go to Noah on Blog Talk. He dipped off.
Oh,
man.
you got it? Okay.
Nah, I don't, cause I knew Noah's. I'm trying to see who's this right here.
I got it. Go to somebody else and I'll get it.
Lies. All lies he's telling.
You got
We're going
it, man.
to King Born, nominee for Caller of the Year. If you want to make him Caller of the Year, you're going to have to go and vote for nominee or his nomination and get him right on the poll, because I don't know that he got it just yet.
You doing a
When
terrible
you see
job
old 30
promoting him,
bastards
champ.
form a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your
Peace, morning, y'all hear me? Yo.
Yes, sir.
Yo, listen, man. No room for y'all. For Latin Raja, Pelo, for Senor in Guadalajara. No fight for the man with orange hair in Guadalajara. Too dangerous. Yo, listen, man. I love Andy Ruiz. Listen, we got our own Andy Ruiz. Border Wars. That's Supermax. You heard? Supermax. Fuck the 50 pounds. Come down like Andy Ruiz. He lost 20. You lose 30. Come down to 320 for your next fight. Let's encourage him, man. Fuck that. Let's encourage him, man. It's hard losing 20 pounds.
He coming in under 300. He say he coming under 300.
Listen, man. Listen. He coming at 320. I'm clapping, I'm applauding for him, man. Hey, yo, this Devin Haney joint, man. I don't know, man. Yo, fight Fortuna, and then, like, he gonna run through Luke Campbell, man. Y'all know it. Y'all see it. Come on, man. Y'all see it, man. So, like I said, I want to big up Andrew Ruiz, man. He lost.
Cut it. Real quick. I'm putting the link to Caller of the Year vote poll in the YouTube chat. So if you want to vote right now, your nominees are Stonebone in Colorado, Brandon in Cincinnati, Kingborn in Brooklyn, CYP in California, King Amin in Essex, Lidslow in Decatur, Georgia. And you got 3 days left to vote. So hurry up if you want to make sure that your Caller of the Year wins their award this year. Got some good nominees right there. And we got also other categories. We have, Trainer of the Year. We have Pound for Pound Supporter of the Year. Dopest Boxing Bars Fighter of the Year. And we also have plenty of Border Wars awards. So if you're a Border Wars fan, you can go ahead and vote on Newcomer of the Year, Upset of the Year, Comeback Fighter of the Year, Knockout of the Year, Round of the Year, Fight of the Year, Most Improved Fighter of the Year, and even Trainer of the Year. Let me get on out to Natural Wiz in Hamilton, Canada. What up?
Steeltown, what up?
Natural Wiz is going once, 2 times. Bruce in Chicago. What up?
Bruce.
What up? I think it's a good look for Haney. You know what I mean? He got like y'all said earlier, he's at his own road. I don't think Ryan gonna fight him though. I think Ryan gonna take another route. Because he's previously said, "Oh, I want Devin later. Me and Devin to make a good fight later." Shit like that. You always get that kind of energy when it comes to Devin Haney in regards to Ryan Garcia. I do think that Ruiz is. I do think Ruiz is going to do pay-per-view. He's a Mexican. You know what I mean? They love their fight. As long as he didn't leave a sour taste in their mouth with coming in fat and shit with AJ, he good. He can sell, And I mean that's what I think about that. It's all about if he left a sour taste in their mouth or not, whether they're gonna support him or not. But he's a Mexican. They do what they do, and that's just that. They support their people. All of the Latin, And yeah, I mean that's my call.
All right. We going to. Is that James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas?
Let me see. I don't even see it got popped up. Yep.
Hello?
Mr. Valdez.
Hey, Nez, how's it going?
All good, brother. Another happy Monday morning doing the show.
All right, man. Salute to you and the rest of the crew there. Hey, Nez, I had to cancel my credit card. I got some compromising stuff on there. So I'm gonna redo my Patreon come January 1st. My question is, I don't even remember my past. I'm in my 50s, man, and my son makes fun of me because I got an iPhone XR. I don't even use it right. He's like, man, you don't know how to use that phone. You know what I'm saying? But can I when I redo it, I'm gonna have to reset up. Is there any way to get my old account, or it doesn't really matter, huh?
I mean, you could go to the website. This happened to me too, and you could go ask for a new password. As long as you have access to the email that you signed up for, you're good. Yeah. That said, what you can do that I somebody told me not too long ago is you can, because this happened to another Patreon. I don't want to say their name because I don't know if they don't want me to say it, but they created a new Patreon account, and what Patreon will let you do is you can go find your old Patreon account, and there's some two-way validation where you can basically get the data combined. So it's like you opened up a new account, but the old you know what? Yeah. I forgot how you do it, but I know you can do it.
James,
I'm positive.
I would just do forgot email, man. Tell your son to do it.
Because I do that too. That happened
password.
to me too, James. That happened to me too.
Yeah, because what happened, what's going on this is that it's telling me it's something about a Gmail. I use Yahoo all the time, so I don't even mess with my Gmails. But on my phone, I guess it automatically goes to Gmail, and I don't even mess with a Gmail account.
No, maybe that's because you signed in with Google because you got a YouTube account.
Yeah, you could, because a long time, like if your email's old, you could have used the Yahoo as a Gmail. That's what happens with me. When I go to give people my Gmail account and I give them the Yahoo address, they're like, no, I said Gmail. I'm like, no. If you are as old as me and you signed up with YouTube, at a time, they allowed you to sign up with the Gmail account, even if it was a Yahoo account. Now they'll make you make a Gmail, but you're good. I promise you. You just go and, if it's really hard to get a password, then just make a new one. I did the same thing with my wife's account.
Yeah.
But I would definitely.
I'm gonna do it on the first.
Forgot password, man. Have your son do it
I would try that first.
Do forgot password. Enter a new password. It's no big deal. And then you delete your credit card.
What it does. What it does my facial recognition. You know what I mean? It does my facial recognition. That's how I always get in there.
When you do facial recognition, it also pulls up your passwords. Like it pulls up a list, and in the search bar, all you got to do is put Patreon, and it'll show up your different ways of signing in that you have used.
Okay, I'll do it on the first, man, because I don't want to miss a beat with you guys. I appreciate everything y'all do, man.
No problem, champ. We appreciate you, champ.
All right,
let's see. We got
Yo
Stunner. What up?
Okay.
Yo.
What up?
All right. So as far as Ruiz versus Areola, I like the fight. I'll pay for it. You know what I mean? I'm a big heavyweight boxing fan. So, but here's what I want to bring up though. So Andy Ruiz has a fight. Deontay Wilder's likely going to fight Fury. Dylan White called out Luis Ortiz on December 16th. Today's date is December 28th. It's been 12 days, and since Luis Ortiz has accepted the fight, we haven't heard nothing from Dylan White. We've been waiting 12 whole days. Is it going to go to 300 days, or are we going to start attacking this dude? I think that TBV should make a whole episode dedicated to Dylan White calling out Luis Ortiz and going silent. Like, what's going on here?
He's been calling him out. But you know, man, Luis Ortiz gotta get another fight, man. We got Povetkin on the line right now. We're gonna fight if he gets over COVID and everything.
Listen, the Boxing Voice is the best boxing podcast on air. We need the Boxing Voice to make a whole entire episode dedicated to Dylan White and Ortiz. He accepted your challenge. This is the third time that Ortiz wants to fight this dude and he's going quiet. Nah.
The only reason why I would want to wait before we do that is because there's still rumors that Povetkin's they're gonna be able to settle the date and time for whatever. But if he's not getting Povetkin next, and it's not like in the next 3-4 months in the first quarter, hell yeah, we got to start holding him to his feet to the fire, because I love that Ortiz fight. But at the end of the day, honestly, I'd rather see him fight Povetkin right now to get that get back, because if he doesn't beat Povetkin, then we don't need to see Ortiz. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see Ortiz White. Obviously I would, but you know, Ortiz Povetkin, like Dillian White needs to handle his business. He needs to prove that he can beat a top 5, top 3, top 4, whatever heavyweight, you know, in the division. That's where Povetkin currently rests. So, yo, by the way, real quick, y'all see this fly ass hoodie that my parents bought me?
No, what I do see is somebody coming finesse, but that's a different
Italian stallion. Y'all ain't see that, Rocky?
Yeah,
it's dope, right? It's fly.
Let's go, Troy. Let's go.
Bro, Troy's like 60.
What you asked for, man?
Troy's like 60, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna have his daughter, who really does box, trying to beat me up because I put the old man down.
But yeah, who next?
Next up is Steve in Chicago. What up?
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza. I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, that intro hits hard, don't it?
Definitely.
They didn't nominate you, man.
Well, according to last night, I might be a write-in candidate now. So, anyways, I'm not going to argue with you about that. There's something going on there. I don't want to talk about it over the air, but what needs to be exposed here is this WBC. And I didn't get into it with you last night with this Canelo, but this is some baloney about this whole Yurdom thing. And I know it's not a topic, but I'm attaching it because you're talking about 2 mandatories for Devin, which is retarded. But if you go back to the interview you did with the president of the WBC, he told you that the whole reason for making franchise was so that they wouldn't fight mandatories.
Yep.
He moved up. He jumped from 160 to 175 to fight Kovalev, right? That's when that whole shit was happening. And then he moves down, which he was a WBO. Then he goes down to 168 to do a WBA challenge. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, they say, here, we'll give you the WBC title. And then you got to fight your man. Like, it don't make sense, Ness. You need to expose it. Like, let's not be fanboys of Canelo. Like, I like Canelo. He's a but what they're doing, how he's moving, is not right. It's not.
I don't understand what they did wrong.
Well, they told you that the whole reason him and Loma were like the faces of boxing, and that they didn't need to fight mandatories, so they gave them this status so they could move around and fight champions. Now all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's going to fight a mandatory.
At their respective division. This is a
no, that's not what he told you. Yeah. That's not what he told you. Go look back. He jumped from 160 to 1.
Cut it. I understand that he was at 160, right?
Yeah.
That's where he unified at. Don't forget that. You know, you guys like to forget that he fought the man that was considered the man. right? So he beat him, right? And then was awarded franchise status. Moved up to 75 and fought Kovalev. Moved back down to 68. Benavidez missed weight. You talking about magically. Oh, so what? Canelo sent Benavidez some extra food to eat in the bubble,
He
too?
didn't say magically.
Yes, he did. He said they magically put this title on the line.
I was on
or
his side,
mysteriously
honestly.
or whatever
I
he
thought
said.
he was. I feel like his overall point, Steve's overall point, is very valid, and I feel him like completely
what is
on
the
that
point?
situation.
What is the point?
But on the point that they're not working out the way they said that they would work. You weren't supposed to be able to win it. You weren't supposed to be able to defend it. Like, all of it's bullshit. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but that has
you can't
to do
get
with Loma.
franchise
He
in
hasn't
multiple
defended
divisions. It can't be
anything.
pound for pound franchise. It had to be in a certain weight class.
Yeah.
So it was 160 because that's what it was. So you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? Like that one factor is correct. But the to me, the franchise is just not working out.
Let me real quick just ring the
Yo, real
alarm.
quick, Rizzy. Oh, you gonna do that?
Nah, you can say it. You can say it.
I think it's Rizzy Rye. Is how I'm gonna go with it. Just became a contender. Welcome to the contender, Rizzy. Appreciate it.
Yo,
Man.
yeah, I don't get the Canelo hate. Victor Postal and
It's not Canelo
Lucas
hate. It's franchise
Matisse
WBC hate.
fought for a vacant title. Devin Haney got elevated. I mean, there's so many different situations where the WBC caters to their fighter. I don't understand how this any different when you got the number one in the division fighting Canelo. That's what these guys don't understand, that Canelo represents a ranking in any division that he fights. That's what it is. Not everybody gets that sort of respect. Not everybody could be ranked and qualify for a title shot, but that is Canelo. Get over it. Get over it.
Boxing expert in the game, just a heads up.
It's the truth, bro. When you're that good, that's why they sanctioning these bouts. If he wasn't good, guess what? They wouldn't sanction it. How many fights did Triple G try to make that they wouldn't sanction because he was out here trying to fight fucking cans? Come on, man. That shit is historical. It's out there. Canelo out here fighting dudes that they not even afraid of him. They're not even like, yo, you can't fight Kovalev. He's too big. We not sanctioning that. No, they like, damn, we understand how good you are. You can fight him. That's what y'all not getting. Don't be mad.
Crazy. Can't be mad about that, yo. Yo, who next on the docket? Blog Talk.
Boxing experts on the queue, just a heads up.
Boxing expert, what's going on? You've been nominated for Super Chatter of the Year, man.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that link in the YouTube chat so that you guys can share it. And you never know if you win. What's going on, though, brother?
How's it going, brother? How you guys doing?
All good.
What's up? We good. How you?
Good. What up, boxing expert?
Pretty good. Hey, man, I think this whole WBC franchise belt, I agree with some of it, but I disagree with some of it. I mean, this guy can't even take a tune-up now. Come on now. And as for Ryan and Haney, I think Haney should beat Ryan, man. I think he's a better fighter. He's more talented, but I think it should be a pretty good fight for Campbell. I think Ryan should be able to knock him out. I don't know what you guys think, but that's it, man. That's my call.
Yeah, that's what everybody's hoping. Everybody's hoping. Everybody's hoping for that signature Ryan Garcia left hook to knock Luke Campbell the hell out. Who don't know?
I'm sure they hoping, but yo, that's a tall order. If Ryan can knock him out, bro, that's
what you talking about. That's what they. Am I lying though?
That's a tall order.
That patented flash.
No, of course, but you saying, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Hell no.
Real quick, just wanted to say I put the link for TBV End of the Year Awards for the best Super Chatter of the Year. Your nominees are Jarrett Lloyd, and I don't know where Jarrett Lloyd's from, but Intrigued the Incredible in Atlanta, Boxing Expert. I don't really know where Boxing Expert's from. Shit, but Eric, Houston, Texas, Louisville Slugger, Easy Boy Sonny, Boston Jared, Super Mex, and Ken Stone. Those are your nominations. So if you want to make sure your Super Chatter gets his award for this year, make sure to vote. Once again, that's Jarrett Lloyd, Intrigue the Incredible, Boxing Expert, Louisville Slugger, Easy Boy, Sonny, Boston, Jarrett, Super Mex, and Ken Stone. Speaking of Boxing Expert, he's back with a super chat, and he says, Ness, you need some pay-per-view standards. Laugh out loud. I do have pay-per-view standards, man. Good fight, and, you know, what have you done for me? What have you sacrificed? You know, all that matters to me.
Yeah, but for you, it's like the way it should work is the fight should dictate whether it's on pay-per-view. Good fights, great fights should be on pay-per-view. Not just good fights for one fighter or the other. Like, that's the problem with it, is that it's a good tune-up fight for Ruiz. But why are we paying for tune-up fights? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna give Areola a chance in the fight. So if you ain't giving him a chance to fight, why am I giving you money?
Why are you paying for a tune-up? Because his pay grade went up because of what he did. That's what I don't get. I know you don't want to believe like, oh, so I got to pay? Yes, because he dared to be great. He put his life on the line. He did what others couldn't do. Yes,
Mario,
his pay grade is up.
He doesn't understand, Mario. He doesn't understand. It's okay. Let's go to the next call. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it, Mario. That people want to dip in their pocket. You know what I mean? Who the hell? Who? Never mind. Let's move on.
He putting himself in a situation where you're gonna have to buy everybody's pay-per-view.
You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you, brother. Let's move to the next caller, man.
But listen, I am that guy. I told Earl that Mikey and Earl would do 50,000, but I paid and I went live. So I am that guy. I will buy everyone's pay-per-view because this is sport I love.
You pay for it?
Of course. I always gotta come back and watch it.
Oh, you're a real one for that. Dog. I do that shit too, but I'm just saying, like, very few people do it.
Bruh, it's a big pay-per-view. That was and you know, I'm glad that I did pay for it, being there live, being in that atmosphere. Everything about that fight changed my mind. Everything. The people he brought out, the atmosphere that he had. I had a fantastic time. Stainless was there. You know, shout out to Stainless. You could vote for Stainless to be pound for pound supporter of the year. He's in there with some big names, but you could probably take him over the top, which I think he's already over the top. But anyway, going out to callers, let me get out to nominee for caller of the year in Essex. Don't forget to vote.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Top of the morning, TBV family. How y'all doing?
All good.
What up?
Listen, man, I've been away for a while. I definitely missed the show, but let me start off by saying it was one of them pound for pound supporter. I'm gonna say it again. I don't think I deserve to be on that list. I'm saying that respectfully. It's so many guys on this show that contribute so much energy, so much positive vibes. Like, respectfully, yo, like, I appreciate it, but like, I have no business on that list, fellas. I do have every business on the battle bars list, and y'all know that. But listen, it's a beautiful thing. End of the year. Now, did I read it right that Fortuna is a mandatory for lay out the headline for me right quick?
It's basically that the WBC Prez is saying Haney has two mandatories: Garcia versus Campbell winner and Javier Fortuna for next year.
Beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Because ultimately, man, we want to see Haney get a little more action. He's like the Earl Spence in terms of we believe in what we can do. We just need to see more of it. So yeah, that's beautiful, man. And even if he gets, man, like,
I like the way he put that. Yo, and don't forget to go and vote for Battle Rapper of the Year. I think that's how, you know, Boxing Bars,
dopest.
Yeah.
Yo, let me go to that.
Don't forget I was the champ. I'm just saying. Don't forget I was the champ.
Let me go to that, dog, because they hating.
Champ.
I seen Sony hating. I seen Sony hating saying, "Oh my God, how isn't Roughhouse there?" Well, did you vote for him?
And Boxing Bars covered a whole span. Like, listen, I'll be real, King on me. If he were to win, I'd be like, you know, he deserved it. He good. Roughhouse, from his talent, he deserves it. But he came on so late. When you compare the fella, like, we held you down for the summer. You know what I mean? Like, there was no boxing, and Boxing Bars held you down. And don't forget who was champ while they were holding you down. I'm just saying. I don't do it for the awards. I don't do it for the awards or the trophies.
Enrique was champ.
What you talking about? He became champ.
He was the Cinderella story. He was the Cinderella story. He was Tevin Farmer.
You talking about
and
like
Andy
8
Ruiz.
weeks, dog. You talking about 8 weeks. I'm talking about a reign that lasted like 8 months, which was me. Just saying. If you vote in, keep everything into consideration.
So I thought I seen one person had nominated Roughhouse, and that's why he didn't make the cut. But I don't even see him nominated now that I look back.
I thought one person did for sure.
Nah, I'm looking. I don't see it unless they changed it. Oh, there it goes, Silverback, and that's why he didn't make the cut. How you don't make the cut for getting one nomination? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be multiple people that put you in there. You know, because if not, we'll have every single boxing bars contestant as a person. But I told them yesterday I took votes and nominations and minimum 2 requirement to make it fair. You know, if more than one person nominated you, then that means someone wants to see you win, right? But if it's only one dude, it's like, But I seen Sony extra mad. Like, how is Roughhouse not even on here? And I'm like, well, did you nominate him?
Business.
Did you nominate him? That's the question. Did you nominate him? But
that's the business. If you don't get nominated, how you gonna get? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you gonna get an award? But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but let me get to what looks like Adrian. Actually, let me get to J-Mac with all those damn boomerangs. What up? J-Mac.
All right, my bad, man. Shit, I took a long to get time to get to that mute button. All right. Nah, man. I say what I say about Devin Haney. I think it's a little weird to have this much. I never heard of 2 mandatories, but I guess it was self-explanatory. But shit, I look at it as building his resume up since everybody questions it. I did have something off topic. Teofimo just said F Sulaiman, and he keeps trying to, like, I guess, lie to himself and make himself undisputed when it's already proven that he's not about these 2 belts. I'm a little confused by that with a guy that's doing this. I understand he accomplished a lot by upsetting Lomachenko, but I mean, you got to come off that high horse and still, compete.
Cut it.
Nah, I hear you, and it's Sulaiman's fault, man, for adding the confusion. The title wasn't supposed to be transferable, and for a guy like Vasil, he had more claims to undisputed because he actually won the vacant WBC. We got a super chat from Derek Lincoln.
Derek London that says Mario started this boxing bars thing going, giving props.
My man, thank you, Derek.
He meant to say give him props, but give him props.
Yeah. We held you down. There was no boxing. And
read that again, man. Give him some props, man. Mario started this boxing bars thing. Give him props.
So they say. Allegedly, Sony feels like Roughhouse.
Oh, okay.
Is
I don't know, man. I'm just reading. Next, who next out there?
We're going to go to Adrian in Wisconsin. What up?
I like the 2 mandatories. I think Ryan Garcia will find an excuse not to fight Devin Haney if he gets through Luke Campbell. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Andy Ruiz, I'm happy about that. All Mexican affair, them 2 boys just gonna throw punches and slug it out. So I think people should be happy about fights like that. Like, I just watched Kirkland Angulo last night because y'all was talking about it, man, and that was a barn burner. Everybody likes a good fight where when you know what you're gonna get and you're not gonna be disappointed.
Oh, you watched it for the first time? Yo,
no. I've seen it before, but it's been a while because I like James Kirkland. He's my dude. I like watching him fight. But, like, man, just watching it again after the energy from the show and y'all was talking about him, man, I was like, damn, man, it's crazy to see where James kind of ended at. You know what I mean? I think that 4.5 years off just killed it. That was really dope. As far as the boxing bars, I think that's cool. Boxing bars is definitely its own beast, its own animal. Cut
it. We got Brandon in Cincinnati, also a nomination for Caller of the Year.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up from back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
And nominee for Best Intro of the Year, too.
That's the best intro.
Multiple category nominee. Did we go to him? Because he's not unmuted.
Nah, you never went.
Slaps.
What up with you, man? Oh, there he goes.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. I'm just listening, Ness.
All right.
I ain't got too much on this topic. Have a good one, man.
All right.
Shout out to your boy that made the beat, man. That shit fire.
Steve with a counterpunch. Steve with a counterpunch. We hear you.
And you hear me? Okay. All right, look, man. Every time someone disagrees with you, you got to call them a hater. I'm not a hater. You go back and you look at that interview you did with him. He told you that the reason he was elevating this franchise status was so that the fighter, like AK Canelo and Loma, wouldn't fight mandatories because they were big. Since they were like the face of boxing, there was bigger fights for them to be made. So now, how all of a sudden, Smith didn't have a W. He had the diamond. That's a trophy. That has nothing to do with nothing. That's just some trinket that they give out. That has nothing to do with him fighting for the belt. He wasn't even ranked in that division. Nothing. Just out of the blue.
All false information. I was actually present at the WBC convention when Smith and his team petitioned for the #1 shot at David Benavidez. So Smith had no care in the world for Canelo. Does he want a Canelo fight? Absolutely. Did he always? Absolutely. But he petitioned for a shot at David Benavidez back in October of 2019. So you just giving false information. Secondly, it's more than just a trophy because Smith used that after winning it in the World Boxing Super Series. A year later is when he petitioned at the convention for his shot at Benavidez and was granted that shot. Simultaneously, Yeardom was granted his mandatory shot due to the outcome of Durrell. So there was multiple situations taking place. Now, all I'm missing here, guys, is that essentially what he's saying is Sulaiman created franchise status so that you don't have to defend the mandatory. So why is he now making Canelo defend the mandatory? So what are you saying, that you would rather him be granted franchise status in every single division he fights at? And what are you saying, that Sulaiman isn't allowed to realize that he made a mistake and not give franchise status simultaneously at 68 and 60? Or do you think that he should keep digging himself deeper in the mistake that he's made? Isn't he trying to correct it by making Canelo fight as mandatory? I get it. It's not the mandatory you want, but it's the mandatory we got.
No, he didn't make him because he requested it. Canelo requested to fight as mandatory.
No, he's requesting to fight it early so that he can do it in Mexico and get through. He's not requesting. Yeardom, wait a minute. So you guys don't know that this fight happened because Yeardom stepped aside? You think he didn't get some money?
No, of course. No.
All right, then. So wait a minute. So if I give you my fucking shot, how am I not the mandatory? I gave you my shot, but only when it's Victor Postal, right? Getting looked over by Danny and getting paid step aside, do we make fun of it. Here, it's not the same. Here, this is magically appearing. Yeardom isn't mandatory. Oh, man, y'all don't know shit about boxing. He was always the fucking mandatory. He was always in this position. He was supposed to fight Benavidez. Benavidez missed weight. This ain't nobody's fault but Benavidez. Y'all mad at that. So absolutely. If this were Floyd coming back, you don't think the WBC would have found the way to make that vacant title available for Floyd if he was fighting in that division? That's how it works.
There you go again.
You are.
There you go again. You stay trying to put Floyd and Canelo in the same category as Mario. If you notice, whenever Ness is talking, anytime he mentions Canelo, he has to mention Floyd.
He's our generations. He took the reign.
Like, chill, dog.
He took the reign.
You tripping.
He took the reign. He took the reign. He took the reign. Why are you mad? He took the reign.
I mean, he did take the reign.
Name
but
someone else that comes close to what he does. Name someone else.
But that's the thing.
Name
Nobody
someone
comes
else.
close, even Canelo.
You're crazy as hell, even Canelo. Man,
Not right now.
man,
Like, what are you
smack
talking
yourself,
about?
man. Smack
Canelo
yourself.
pom-poms early
Smack
this
yourself.
morning, man.
Nobody went.
Man.
Floyd ain't go to
stop that, man.
175.
What are you
Floyd
talking
ain't
about,
go to
man?
175.
He had mandatory. He gonna step up and fight his mandatory, but yeah, the time
world wanted
he wants
Floyd to fight
early
Gennady.
so he can find somebody else,
outta
man.
here.
I hear you.
lying.
I hear
Y'all
you.
lying.
But don't disrespect Floyd and put him on the same level as Canelo, man.
You right,
Don't
he
do
not.
that, man.
You right, he
Don't
not.
I think it's just
You right,
a
he not.
difference. You
Come
can
right,
back
he
at
not.
you. Don't
You
matter
right.
what you say.
You right,
Don't
he
matter
Depends
not.
what
He not.
category, though.
How
Floyd,
about you do me a
Floyd
favor?
didn't fight
How
the
about
people
you
we
do me a
wanted
favor,
him to
Ness?
fight.
Ness,
Floyd
do me a
didn't fight the
favor.
people we
Ness,
wanted him to fight.
Ness,
You right,
Nesta,
he not
do me a
Canelo.
favor.
He not
Nesta, do me a
Canelo.
favor. Nesta, do me a favor. Go in your kitchen, get the sharpest knife, and cut the bullshit out, man. Cause you know that you're talking bullshit right now.
I copied
Let's
the
go to
Floyd
the next
Mayweather
caller, man.
line. I copied the Floyd Mayweather line. I'm such a fan. Oh, good. You right. He not Floyd. You right. He not
Speaking of
Floyd.
copy,
He fights more people that we want him to fight than Floyd
Now
ever
you're
did.
talking. Now don't take
Let's
the shovel.
go.
Get
Let's
the
go.
Get
Let's
the shovel.
go. Let's go.
Get the
Let's
shovel.
go.
Come on, let's go to the next caller because you fought more. What you made? 20
let's match
more
it up.
world champions, man. Never fought for a vacant title, man. Canelo just fought for the vacant WBC title, man. What you talking to me about?
Vacant or the super WBA.
Let's move on, man. Let's get to the next caller, man.
The super
You take
or the
shovel,
ring.
man. Put the shovel down, man.
No, you put the shovel down.
All
I know that Floyd
right.
never
You
gave
be
us the
honest.
Margarito
You be
fight.
honest, defending Canelo, putting him on the same
Did
level.
Floyd-
You know what I'm
did
saying? The
Floyd give
TBE,
you
man.
the Margarito
Best-
fight?
Depends. Again, it depends what
Floyd
the
give you the
what-
Margarito
it
fight?
depends
You
what
disrespect.
category.
Did
being
the
disrespectful.
public?
Did
You
the
not
public
respecting
want
the
it?
fact that the man who came before.
You want to
put some
talk over
respect
me
on his name, man.
You want to talk
Put some
over me
respect
because
on
you
his
don't want
name,
the
man.
truth to be heard. You gonna say the public didn't want Floyd Margarito, and he didn't give it to us.
Yeah, but
Pick Floyd. Floyd
You
picks
gon-
you. It don't really
you
matter
gonna
what you
say-
saying. The public wants a lot of people to fight Canelo right now.
gonna
Canelo
say-
ain't fighting them.
that's
You gon-
why it's
you gonna
stupid to
say-
have this conversation. One person's
About,
done
man.
with their career, and the other
20
person has a long
No,
road
no,
ahead
no,
of
no,
them.
no. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to
The
tell
sport,
you.
no cap, man. Pound for pound, man. There was no question whenever Floyd was fighting.
But that's
Mario,
one
Mario,
category.
That's
though.
what I'm trying
right
to
now,
tell you.
people got Terrence Crawford, the best in
This nigga
boxing right
feelings
now,
hurt
man.
right here. Look,
Pound
his
for
feelings hurt. He don't want to
pound.
let nobody talk. His feelings hurt. Mario, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Canelo's career is not over, and he's fought almost as many nemesis as Floyd. That's just the bottom line. This dude could yell, he could shout, he could quote Floyd, but when it boils down to, did you fight the people, the fight that the people wanted? Canelo and Floyd are right there. I think Floyd has maybe one more fight. I think Canelo's fought 4 guys he was asked to fight, and Floyd has fought 5 guys. But Floyd has left Margarito off the list. We wanted that fight. He left Paul Williams off the list. We
don't
wanted
fight
that
cheaters.
fight. He left Amir Khan off the list. We wanted that fight. He won a poll for that fight on your own social media. You didn't give us that fight. You know what I'm saying? We wanted the Gennady Golovkin fight. Now look, some of these maybe are unmakeable because people like, oh, well, now you want him to move up to 160. But so what? Canelo moved up to 175. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference there? So knock it off, man. Knock it off, man. Just knock it off. Lids Low, Decatur, Georgia, ringer status, courtesy of Baldy, who's back on the Patreon. Ringer gang, 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 gang.
Get your ass in the ring and
Ain't no
swing,
fighting
man.
these boxing motherfuckers like this.
BoxingVoice.com.
Hey, Daddy,
Boxing thinking man's game.
this a dollar beat.
Skill up here. You gotta be out thinking motherfucker. That's what we're fighting.
BoxingVoice.com.
BBB, what's happening, man?
What up? What up? What up?
Everything kosher. Can y'all hear me all right? This truck kind of noisy today.
Nah, you good. You good.
Okay, cool. Cool bean, cool bean. Well, first of all, shout out to everybody who had anything to do with Border Wars. Second, shout out to anybody who had anything with me being one of the callers of the year. You know what I mean? I'm a very appreciative dude, so whoever it is, I appreciate you, y'all. Shout out to Baldy for making me a ringer once again. That cat always been 100. I just want to give all my shout outs. And I want to give a shout out to Tank real quick. Tank, he the one that got the 2 belts in Border Wars, right?
Yes, Marvin.
Shout it. Ain't nothing more motivating than seeing that man with 2 belts on his shoulder, bruh. Shout out to you, Tank. Hey, every time I see him, I think of Earl. I think of Charlo. That's some trio shit, and I'm trying to make my way to Border Wars 11 to be active, just to let people know, shout. I'm trying to make it happen. I ain't tired to everybody else with the training, but I'm working on that shit. I'm just letting you know. Now, about that Devin Haney shit, hey, he should fight Fortuna, and then catch the winner of Garcia and them, if Garcia and them will fight him, you dig? Then with this whole Andy Ruiz my guy, I voted for him when he was going against AJ, but I don't think it's a pay-per-view, to be honest. But I will. He should be on Fox, though. He should be on Fox. That's my call. I appreciate everybody. Hey, TTV, y'all keep this shit rocking like how y'all do, man. I appreciate this show every morning at 9 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Georgia, and I be driving these trucks, so it's good to hear this shit for an hour plus. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm out.
Thank you. Guaranteed.
Appreciate you, man.
Cut it. Didn't mean to play that. Guaranteed 3 shows today. We're going to be doing Untitled at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to do another show I have already set up, just not scheduled, but definitely doing
what
2
time were you thinking
lives,
for that one?
2 lives. We'll talk off air, see what works for you guys.
Right.
Want to do these super chats. We got...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got a lot, actually. Let me go back. Damn, all right. So. Boxing Expert says, thanks for the nomination. The 2 people that liked my super chats, laugh out loud. And for all the haters, Canelo still pound for pound, cool emoji. Bama Bo says, didn't Mario get DQ'd 3 times last season on Boxing Bars? Troy Killer Entertainment King says, why are we still confused on franchise? I don't know why. Because they don't like Canelo. They said not to say they're haters. All right. Noel G in Dallas says, I vote for Lil Webby for Entertainer of the Year. Laugh out loud. The guy that called in that sounds like Lil Webby. Laugh out loud. Who is that? I don't even know who sounds like Lil Webby. Who sounds like Lil Webby, though? But JB Cinema, do you do videography? Can you record our Border Wars fights in higher quality? Contact for a collab. The fact of the matter is, Floyd is no longer relevant today as the greatest current boxer. The one doing it best today is Canelo, not Floyd, not anymore. Boxing
a lot
Expert.
of people have that differently. A lot of people feel that different. But go ahead, keep reading.
Boxing Expert comes back with another one. He says, I didn't want Marquez at a catchweight. Manny at 60 years old. Maidana after Broner, Guerrero after Berto, and so on, Francis. You don't know about boxing.
You're just a Canelo lover. Man, I'm not even gonna do it to you because I got respect, but I'm gonna let you live with that one.
Fact of the matter is, all he's showing you is there are fights on Floyd's resume who is considered the greatest, the TBE of boxing. There's fights that we didn't want, and there's fights that he left off. So, Canelo's doing the best that he can, and
yo, stop mentioning Canelo and Floyd in the same.
Hold on,
yo.
I don't cut you up. And he's doing the best that he can, and he's right there, 1 fight underneath Floyd, possibly. 1 or 2, just to be fair, so that nobody be like, yo, you tripping? 1 or 2 fights underneath Floyd in terms of fighting his nemesis. The fact that he's 30, there's no doubt in my mind he'll fight Charlo. There's no doubt in my mind. Unless Charlo takes an upset loss to take him off the list, there's no doubt that fight happens. It's the natural order of things. He needs a nemesis. He's going to undispute at 68. Charlo will be ready. Bada bing, bada boom. It's done. My man had a 10-fight deal on Dazn. That means he has plenty of time to fight. His mindset was 10 fights. Forget that he doesn't have the deal anymore. His mindset was 10 fights. So, there you go. Let me see. I think we got a counterpunch from somebody. Let me see.
Counterpunch.
I don't know. Maybe I triggered somebody. Counterpunch. J-Mac. Let's go.
Yo, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Loud and clear.
All right, shout out to Troy. I thought Troy was clearing up that we know what the franchise title is, and I'm with this intro thing. I gotta have the best intro. I got arguably the top TBV artist to ever come through, and me and him did something. He actually put together a song for just for me. So I understand Brandon got a high intro, and it does have a nice beat to it, but you gotta attach that to the hottest artist in TBV history, man. Like, shout out to Justo, man. That was a fire intro. He put it together. He matched it with my personality. If you listen to the lyrics in it, and what I am on this show, and what have you. So I'm a little.
I mean, you know, that's
definitely
fantastic promotion. No, you could jump into that's fantastic promotion to get people to vote for you last minute. But at the end of the day, it's what the people consider to be the best caller intro. And while yours, I like yours because of the directness. I think people like Brandon's because it gets them moving. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be real. I think Justo has shown that man is a top quality. What's it called when you're like when you can record when you record really well? You're like a studio artist, right? And people used to say that that's like a knock, right? But studio artist is like a knock when you're like a singer, right? And you're like, oh, you need the vocals and you need the auto-tune, you need, reverb to make sure that you sound good. But with rappers, it's a lot different. When you're a studio artist, it's because you have the mind to really dissect and really put yourself on the track. So absolutely 100% I agree with J-Mac, but Ness just nailed it. Bro, I listened to that song. I'm not from Ohio, I'm from Texas. And like, real talk, I grew up at a time when repping Texas was like DJ Screw, Swisher House, OG Ron C. Like, that's real shit, okay? And I'm jamming the shit out of Ohio, when I'm working out, because that's how hard that track go. Like, I swear to God, that shit's on my playlist, like, every time. Like, I'll go to that track when I got like a set, or if I'm about to do like a circuit and it's like a 3-minute hard ass grinding circuit, I'm like, that song's gonna be on the playlist. So I'm sorry, man, that shit go hard.
It do. Let's see here. We got Stick Talk Boxing. What's up?
Stick Talk, what up? Get that. Yeah,
you sounded like you in a bad service area. All right. We're going out to Hawk in Maryland. What up?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't get the whole thing on the y'all was talking about, but I did get the part about Floyd. He did miss us with Laura. He missed us with Antonio Margarita, and he missed us with Paul Williams. I definitely would have liked to see that, but he kind of stayed away from those true boxers.
And Amir Khan.
Canelo seems to be going. Canelo goes after those boxers, but Floyd kind of deals with the brawlers, and Canelo seems to be going after everybody. So it's a little different for me.
Thank you, man. How old are you? How old are you?
All right, bro.
How old are you, just for perspective? Because we're not
52.
52. There you go.
So there's a guy who's seen it, right? He knows what.
Yeah, I watch all boxing. I don't watch nothing but boxing.
Resume, knows script, and more importantly, he knows Canelo. A lot of people only know Canelo as a middleweight. Like, if you missed his junior middleweight run,
exactly.
I mean, it's like missing Manny Pacquiao's featherweight run.
It's insane to me. They can't appreciate what we're getting. You know what I mean? 140, man. He started his career.
Nobody say you can't appreciate it. Chill.
No,
Nobody
of
say
course.
you appreciate it.
But that's how I know. That's why I relate him to Mayweather so much, because he gets that Mayweather hatred. It's beautiful. It doesn't matter what he does. It's not enough, and that's why he sells, because they want to see him do the greatest of all great things. We got a super chat from Diego Dago. Is that what? I guess not. I don't know. Cause
Dago 619 Cali Factor.
I'm trying to think of Who's the dude
Yeah,
with the
Plant
Muhammad
Beats.
Ali intro, the Boombaye intro? 619 and Dago. That's what that is. Dago. 619 and Dago. That is him, I think, right? Damn. None of y'all remember, right? Y'all ain't gonna help me. Whatever.
No, I don't. Sorry.
Anyway,
yeah,
he
so
says,
Plant beats Canelo, and I got the best intro. Ali Boombaye.
Yeah, I told you, but you ain't get nominated, champ. Everybody say they got the best intro, but you gotta get nominated, man. You gotta get It's your peers.
And
it's
it
the
has to be
listeners.
played more often, man. It got to be fresh in people's minds, right?
Yeah, if you ain't calling in, how they gonna remember? You know, sometimes Steve be saying, "Yo, I'm not talking right now." Listen, I know you got to do your thing, but listen, if they can't hear your intro like Brandon's, they hear that every day. They get the running right away. They jump on the treadmill to hit Brandon's. You know. Shout out to Stonebone in Colorado. What up? Stonebone, what up? I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, he dropped off. There he goes. We hear you, champ. I mean, not right now. You on mute, but we heard you the last time.
You can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, man, I was on my my little earbuds, man. Yeah, what was y'all talking about? Was it Canelo or Devin? Or Canelo just crept in?
Devin, yeah, you know, Steve interjected Canelo with his call and a counterpunch. We're talking Devin and his 2 mandatories because he won the vacant title. He's got 2 mandatories, so it's the winner of Garcia Campbell, and it's going to be Fortuna. So we're just saying, we're asking the community, what should he do? How should he go about it?
Oh, he should do like I said. What was it last night? We talked about Canelo. Won a vacant title, or when your title wasn't won from the champion, you got an automatic mandatory that you got to fight. So he got to fight. Canelo got to fight Yearden, and Devin got to fight. I want to see the Campbell and Garcia before I would want to see the Fortuna. So maybe Fortuna, he liked waiting anyway. He already waited. He had an opportunity to fight Devin already, and he chose to wait. So
cut it.
J-Mac, Triple Ram.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was saying with shout out to Justo again, man. How that's intro. I gotta do that more often. With Troy super chatted saying the confusion. It's no confusion. I mean, I was pretty much asking how a dude still running around here calling himself undisputed with a franchise title. And when you read his super chat, and as you kind of linked it to hating on Canelo, I took it like he was saying we know what the franchise title is. On his super chat, you read it. You said it like we hate they hating on Canelo. Because he said something about, I don't know how it's the confusion with the franchise title is. I thought he was putting things in perspective. We always knew what the franchise title was. And like Steve brought up, it was told to you personally, to Sulaiman, what the franchise title was. That's my call.
But that's my point, my friend. That's what I'm trying to say. That if he is saying, we all know what franchise mean, it means Canelo gets to avoid the fight, right? If that's what he is saying, then why is Canelo fighting the mandatory? Why isn't he not avoiding the mandatory? Why are they not giving him another franchise belt for 68 now? You get it? He's not avoiding the mandatory because he wants to be undisputed at 68 because he already was undisputed at 160, right? Or unified at 160. Who was the other one missing the belt? Did Gennady have them all when him and
So can I ask you just a quick question?
Did Gennady have all the belts when Canelo and him met the second fight? I just want to know that before we move on. Do you remember? No? I'll check. Go ahead. Ask me a question.
Nah, I don't think he had all the belts because at 60, right? Because I think Andre had always had the WBO title at 60. So and he relinquished it to move up to 68.
What was your question?
My question was when Benavidez had the title, I was wondering how comes Canelo wasn't trying to make the fight to get the WBC title to try to campaign at 68, but rather when it became available because Benavidez was undisciplined and wasn't able to fulfill his professional obligation, the title became available and Canelo looked at it as an opportunity to grab it while it's available. Can I get an explanation on that, please?
Bruh, the fact that you say it became available, you sound crazy. Like he's got this power over the whole sport and conspiracies are lining
he
up.
lost
Like,
the skills. It became vacant.
Benavidez,
what do you mean?
Making his mistake, that's his fault. And let's not forget, if anybody follows boxing, or at least the Boxing Voice, you know that we reported on Eddie Reynoso posting on his story that he was watching the Callum Smith and Ryder fight, and he showed us that he understood Ryder exploited Callum. So we always knew he was going to fight Callum. The fact that the WBC belt is on the line is because of Benavidez. Stop making it about Canelo. That's your obsession and your hatred.
Because of what? It's on. You said the last part you said because he made it on line because of Benavidez, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I agree.
The minute Benavidez lost weight, it gave the WBC the opportunity to attach itself to the next biggest fight in the division, which was going to be Canelo and Callum. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Nothing more to add. All you conspiracy theorists and haters, y'all need to go sit the fuck down and have your favorite fighter finally do something to be talked about. Finally do something to be given franchise status. Finally do something so that he can be on the pound for pound list deservingly. Not because of eye tests or any other bullshit fucking explanations y'all come up with. You know why you said it's hard for you to say that, because when you brought up Margarito fight in Florida and whatnot, right? That arguably Benavidez is Margarito to Canelo with Floyd. Margarito never lost weight, man. Margarito never lost his belt on the scales, man. That's all that matters. And Margarito lost to Paul Williams. And Margarito lost to Paul.
Don't paint that narrative. I'm talking about in terms of the big puncher, man. The big puncher he is, brother. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Margarito lost to Al Heyman signed, Al Heyman advised fighter Paul Williams.
Right.
Paul Williams was very vocal about his shot. He wanted his shot at Floyd. He was a 6'2" welterweight that every single fight threw over 1,000 punches. Don't matter how good you thought Floyd was, we wanted that fight. Don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that. But y'all don't got the same energy. Y'all don't got the same energy. Somehow, Charlo.
So he ducked Margarito and he ducked Paul Williams. So he's speaking of his greatness, right?
More people somehow are saying Charlo is more deserving. Margarito was out here and earned his spot. He earned his spot.
So we can even continue like he didn't fight. Same thing. He didn't fight Charlo, but you know what? We'll leave it alone, man. He stepped up and he fought Floyd and he fought all these other people. He had the opportunity to fight these guys at the division at 1668. He decided to go to 75 because he was daring to be great. Listen, never stop a brother from being daring to be great. You do what you gotta do. If you feel like you can do it, go up and do it. But at the end of the day, you got obligations that you gotta fulfill. And the same thing, people would hold the same feet to the fire for a lot of different fighters.
How many belts do AJ got? How many belts do AJ got?
4, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, so that's the same amount that Canelo had at middleweight. He's ready to go to super middleweight and get 4 more. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
What are you talking about when you before? So you had it before you went to 75.
So Mario, are you
dropped
frozen or what?
At 60 to go to 75.
Now the criteria is
he could have been undisputed. The only belt he didn't have was a WBC at 60. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Now the criteria is if you don't undispute, you're not great.
I understand.
That's what you're telling us, right? That's what you're telling us. So then Earl's not great.
Yo, Ken stole with the super chat.
No, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I'm asking you a question. Is Canelo not great because he didn't?
That's my question, though.
Answer my question. Is Canelo not great because he didn't undispute at 160?
Canelo, no, I would never tend to that.
Is he not great?
Pardon me?
Is he not great because he didn't undispute at 160?
Canelo doesn't. Because Canelo did not become undisputed at 160 does not mean that he's not great.
Okay.
Let me answer the question correct.
Okay.
But what? An opportunity. We're speaking of opportunity, right? We're not shooting the messenger now. We're talking about opportunity.
Yeah, what about?
Right? Andrew Reese had an opportunity to get 4 titles and he took it.
Same amount that Canelo had.
You're not my turn to talk. You gotta listen now,
No,
Linda. Come on,
I'm
turn
just
up your headphones.
clarifying. I'm
Linda,
just
you're not
clarifying.
listening.
I'm
Linda,
clarifying. Same amount of belts. Same amount of belts that Canelo got.
Except Canelo was in the driving seat, so he picks who fights him. They don't pick him. Do you understand? And instead, he dropped them titles, so to speak, and went to 75.
Exactly. To create legacy. And look at the chat, FYI. Even Floyd was impressed.
Now undisputed, Ness.
Floyd was impressed. Even
Floyd
was impressed. His greatest win.
The thing that sucks though is that Canelo could have done that. Like,
there's no greater win on Floyd's resume than fucking Canelo.
Nestor, undisputed is not something of legacy, Nestor? Is that what you're saying right now, Nestor?
Starting your career at 140 and moving up to 35 pounds greater?
Yes or no, Nestor? I just need a yes or no. Are you saying to me that undisputed is not legacy stuff? You're not answering my question.
Of course I never said that.
The way I take that is like he's saying that that would have been a lot to ask from him at 160 versus if it would have been happening at like a closer weight class.
Bruh, Mario, all I'm asking you, Mario, because can I ask Mario a question?
That is feet.
Can I ask Mario a question?
I heard you.
Can I ask Mario a question? Can I ask Mario a question? He heard you, man. He heard you, bro.
Mario, he dropped the titles to go to 175 to be great for one title, Mario. One.
I mean, Roy Jones did that. Everybody praises him. Nobody shits on that.
Exactly.
I'm shitting on the fact that he went to 75. I'm shitting on the fact that instead of being undisputed, two different greatness, two different legacy moves, but undisputed versus going to 75 to get a belt in another division.
Yo, Earl's undisputed, y'all.
On the scale, Mario.
Undisputed.
Which
Earl's
one
undisputed.
weighs more?
I mean, I think that when you look at Manny Pacquiao, who is, most respected for the 8 titles in 8 different divisions, the fact that undisputed was something in the 4-belt era that he never accomplished doesn't hinder Manny Pacquiao's legacy in the slightest.
Nobody is saying Manny Pacquiao never undisputed. They just created that phrase with Canelo. No one ever said Manny Pacquiao didn't undispute. Floyd didn't undispute.
You're losing it. You don't want to take it. Look at you. You're sputtering.
I think the biggest disappointment is that Canelo had already done the hard work at 154. Like, Canelo did the hard work. He could have been, he beat Lara and Trout at 154. Who was better than Lara and Trout at 154 at that time?
Old man. Yo, stop this. You arguably ducked undisputed to go fight an old man for his title. Stop this.
Cool.
If Anthony Yard had done what he was supposed to do, he would have had no opportunity.
But he didn't. He got stopped.
He ducked undisputed.
He got stopped.
That's not.
You hear him? Yo, you sound so casual. Oh my God.
He chose something greater. I agree. He wanted to choose something greater. My foot. Bro, undisputed is no way greater than going to 75 and beat an old ass Kovalev. Please.
Yeah, but one thing you can control and the other you can't. Like, getting 4 belts as lucky as you are good. Like, the politics have to line up. Like, everything has to be in the right order for you to accomplish something like that. Like, for people to take the ball in their own court and go their own lane without worrying about the politics or waiting for the mandatories.
So, yo,
if we all that stuff, it would have been great.
Mario,
but at the end of the day, it doesn't stain his legacy.
If we gonna give Andy Ruiz his praise for stepping up and fighting Anthony Joshua, taking on the opportunity when the deal was given to him, he'd either take it or leave it. Canelo was making the deal and he turned away from it, man. What are we talking about here?
What deal, Francis? Tell the public.
You lost me with the deal.
Tell the public what deal he was making.
To be undisputed. The opportunity to be undisputed.
You used the word deal. Who was he dealing with, you liar? Go ahead. Tell us.
Who's he dealing with?
Yeah. You used the word deal. You used the word deal. You said he had the deal and he turned away from it. You lied on his name. Now tell us who he was dealing with.
What do you mean? Being the person that got all the belts, all you got to do because you pick your opponents and say, yo, I want to be undisputed. Who got the belts? I want to fight. I need them belts.
So you lied.
That's the deal.
So
I don't mean a physical contract deal like I had to fight Joe Blow over here for the title. No, meaning that, yo, instead of negotiating to be undisputed, he negotiated to go to 175.
I hear you. So you lied basically on his name. He didn't have a deal in place, and he didn't turn his back on anything.
He had a deal in place. You said that.
It just sounded good.
He had a deal in place.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
Turned away from a deal of working to get undisputed.
No, you didn't add all of that. You didn't add all of that till I pressed you. You didn't add any of that till I pressed you. You said he had a deal.
That's what I said. Who's next? Let's get to the callers. Let's get to the callers.
Exactly. There's no callers. It's just you and I.
Okay, so let's make it happen.
There's no one here. There's no one here except for with the boomerang. What up?
Hey, yo. Both of y'all got some real intricacies in y'all arguments, right? And I was thinking about it. I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, yo, you're trying to weigh the value of greatness. Like, but look at it. Like, look, punchline in there with value of greatness. I'll see you at Border Wars, champ. But look, yo, it took 8 divisions for it to matter, because you can't just jump from division to division grabbing belts. So Manny's recognized because it is 8 divisions. If it was 3, 4, or 5, and he was snatching WBOs fed to him, it wouldn't mean anything, you know. But it's 8 divisions, maybe 5 divisions. Cotto, 5 division champ. That means something, right? Now the thing is, undisputed because it means that you kind of more or less had to clear out the division unless somebody vacated it and you fought what somebody thought was a lesser opponent. You know what I'm saying? So like when you unify in the division, that means if it all the straps that's out, that's why it's strap season. All the straps that's out, you trying to collect them. So you unify. It's value in that. But like I said, there's also value in going from, four-way.
Cut it.
Good call. Yo, we got a super chat real quick from Ken Stone. Says Charlo needs to get Plant's IBF, and the fans will demand that Canelo fight. 3 division, undefeated, and it's the IBF, so no WBC politics to get in the way.
True, but there's no guarantee.
IBF is definitely the better.
There's no guarantee. Canelo dropped the IBF, guys. Canelo dropped the IBF.
You have people out here saying, "Oh, why would I duck a Canelo fight? I'm about to go to another division to get the fight." No, why? Because he jumping divisions, ducking fights. Let's move on, man. Who's the next caller?
Jumping divisions. You mean putting together a better resume than anyone in his fucking
boxing.
Anyone, not only in his boxing. I'm not even gonna go as far as boxing. I'm gonna say anyone at his age class. There's no one at 30. There's no one at 30 active in boxing with the resume of Canelo. No one.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You better stop doing that, because the boy Crawford fans gonna come for you and say, "What you mean?"
And let me tell you something.
Undisputed at 140, man. He's undisputed. Canelo's never been undisputed.
Yo, and let me tell you something, right?
On that man's name.
Just like Floyd, when he's gone, is when y'all gonna appreciate. Y'all gonna be doing shows like, yo, Ness, can we talk about when Canelo was fighting? Because his era was the best era, because he fought the best. He didn't do us like Floyd and fought the Mexican fighter because it was lucrative. He fought the best. He fought who you thought he was afraid of. We got Dale.
No, it's not.
We got Dale. Why is Canelo fighting Avani Yildirim coming off of loss? WBC is riding with Canelo, and a blind man can see it. There you go. A blind man can see it. Canelo has everything to do with Yildirim going to court.
You see that?
You don't know shit about boxing.
Canelo and Mauricio, they planted. They said, "Listen, man, start campaigning at 168. Yildirim is taking, he's what's it called when he all right, so he had a decision. He was trying to get it overturned, but what you call that? He petitioned for whatever, man. He petitioned to have that thing overturned. So somehow, WBC and Canelo got in contact like, yo, start making your way to 68, because we're going to make sure that David Benavidez eats cake so that we could strip him, so that we could set you up, because it's a huge conspiracy, because you're a fucking alien and we believe in UFOs, and Francis, he's the president, he's the president of the haters. So, yeah, whatever, Francis. We believe you and your weird stories, man. For real.
Let's get to the callers.
Yo, if you're on Blog Talk and you haven't pushed 1, you can push 1.
Yeah, that's why we ain't go to you.
There. And by the way, if you on YouTube, hit that like button, bruh.
Yes, sir.
Just hit it one time. You live watching right now, stop.
Hit it one time, like Mario said he hitting Show Kid.
Like I'm gonna hit Show Kid once.
Oh, so
and
you
he
saying
going
so you
down.
saying you picking Show Kid? Don't pick Show Kid. I don't believe that sparring. Did you see that sparring? Anybody who's not a
I
Patreon,
believe
you need
that-
to become a Patreon to see this sparring. That wasn't real sparring. I think they're trying to set my boy Mario up, man.
I believe
dog, they
that
punch that big gloves all day. That's
very few people
Bruh,
go
they
as
never hit
get
each other.
sparring as quickly as he did during the
never hit each
holidays.
other.
But
Dog,
mind you, with
dog,
COVID and everything
dog,
going on,
dog.
the fact that
Morocco
he
Joe-
went out and did it,
Morocco Joe did
shows
better
that he
than
won the
that.
fight.
Let me tell you, go watch Morocco Joe. He fought inside his office. In
I
his
seen that.
office.
Man, you put up on Patreon?
It's old.
no, that's an old one.
It's old.
Yeah, it's old.
Yo, he fought in his office and they actually punched each other
so,
in the face.
so what you think
These
that
dudes-
Show Kid
these
is? What
dudes-
he's like?
I don't
what's
think
it called
Show Kid.
when you like?
I don't think Show Kid is
as novice as he says.
I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that this ain't it. We can't.
You
make
saying
the
he
fight
held
off
back so he didn't show?
Bro, they
what he
didn't
really
hit
got.
each other. They hit their gloves. One dude was in slippers with pajama pants on. Man, you gonna take
Yeah,
this
but that's
shit
the
serious?
thing is, look how hungry he is. That I mean, bro,
Alright.
you think that
Yo,
there's
you-
a gym
you out here
open on
capping.
Christmas
You
Eve
out-
or Christmas
Doggy,
Day when he
doggy,
filmed
doggy,
that?
stop talking about gyms. Eric Cruz and Marvin sparred in the fucking park on the grass, and they showed us more real than that.
Oh yeah, on the grass. Yeah, my
Yeah, they
bad.
showed us
But-
more real than that. And I had another Border Wars fighter sparred in the front of his house, the front yard, the grass in
Listen,
the front.
man, we asked him for sparring. He came
Yo,
back
fan,
and gave
fan,
us
fan,
footage.
fan, understand that I'm not playing your man Show Kid out. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying
Nah,
to
I
tell
know.
you is you can't make a decision off that. Ask Coach J-Mac to go check that shit out. J-Mac, go watch that spar, man. I'm putting it in the chat, man. Come on, man. Yo, you can't take a fight like that. You ain't looking out for your fighter if you let him take a fight like that, man. They punched each other gloves for 3 minutes, man. That's all they did.
Yeah, but it's
punch gloves.
yeah. I mean,
It was like a big ass what's up fight. It was like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Chaps guys, what's up?
yeah,
what's
but,
up?
but
What's up with
but-
you? What's up
but
with you?
At the end of the day, the fight makes sense like on a lot of levels,
I
right?
love it. I love
mean,
it. I love it. Show Kid, you got this guy hook, line, and sinker. This fish,
Nah, I'm
this guppy,
just saying,
this
like,
guppy.
it would be
this
nice to
guppy
fight
bit
someone my height.
Yo, this guppy
That's all I'm
bit the
saying.
bait, man. This guppy bit the bait. Show Kid, you got him. You got him. Listen, don't forget Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell is gonna be live on Dazn this weekend. You can use our link in the description below. It's in every single video description. Use our link. It's a global link. If you got, you need to get Dazn in another country, you can still use our link, and it's not gonna cost you nothing, but we get a little kickback. It's gonna let Dazn know that we out here capping for them and helping them get subscribers, and then you get us a little kickback. We could probably buy Mario some new hand wraps for his Show Kid fight since he took the fight. We got Edwin Solano. Edwin Solano says Charlo, Andre, Crawford are waiting champions. Why you waiting though? And let's name all three of those guys' last 5 opponents. And then let's name their contemporaries' last 5 opponents. And by contemporaries, I mean
suspect.
Huh? What?
Tank Furman said that's sparring
I'm
suspect.
telling you, man. Mario trying to bite the bait, and he gonna get bit with a right hook. My man in the southpaw position too. He gonna hook the shit out your ass with your own right hook. That's all I'm saying. Stone Bone is on you, Boomerangi.
Stone Bone, what up?
What up? Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you clear.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, Ness, man. I ain't gonna tear down nobody, man, to big up nobody, man. I'm gonna just be consistent and say, Canelo, listen, if we want, all right, Ness, Canelo is the WBC champion, right? Correct? The WBC 168-pound champion.
Yep.
In order for him to unify, what is the first thing he must oblige? What obligation is first before he can fight a mandatory? And it's not, and listen, and it says in the rule books, if you get a vacant title, you must fight a mandatory first fight. You don't get a voluntary. If you beat the champion for the belt, that's where you get a voluntary, and then that's like Bud beat Jeff Horn. He got
technically speaking, your time is up, and he should get a second mandatory, which is Benavidez, because just like Haney, he won a vacant title. I'm telling y'all, man. Those are just the rules. You could go back and see any champion that wins a vacant title get 2 mandatory. And his second mandatory might be Benavidez because it's a good fight. And he's already ranked at number 1 without, because he just lost his belt. He's still at number 1. But yeah, I thought he was going to rebut that. Anyway, that's Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. That's the last caller. Catch us on the next one. Coach Myers, Boomerang. Coach Myers. Coach Myers.
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, no, stop. Get me, bro. You
you
get
sounded...
the Patreon the whole lot back here.
I ain't forget you. I ain't forget you. I went right to you.
Canelo. Listen. Stop riding this. Listen. Stop comparing Canelo to your advanced trainers and all that. I'll tell you completely opposite, bro. Stop riding this Canelo hype train, especially over Floyd.
Hype
that
train?
shit is
You
not
tripping.
even good.
He got a better resume.
Terrible, bro. Come on.
He gonna do better things when it's all said and done. When he retired, you gonna see his resume and compare it to the other people, and you gonna say exactly what he said. The Canelo era is the best era because he's fought the best in his divisions. In his era, he fought all the best. That's what he gonna do. That's what he did. Dale actually
chat.
hold on. He got one before that we skipped by mistake. Sorry, Dale. I'm gonna go to that one. He says, I'm not paying for another Canelo fight until he fights someone that has a 50-50 chance in the fight. Charlo, Boo Boo, Plant, David, etc. That's who y'all want. That's who y'all want.
I like those
Campaign
fights.
for it. Campaign. Make some noise, man. Let them know that that's who you want. You want Charlo. The way
like
Triple G
BJS
made
too,
noise. Triple G made noise.
He left Saunders off, right? That list.
Yeah, because they think Saunders.
But yo, listen, man.
I would like
is gonna
Saunders.
lose. They think
He got
Saunders
one more.
is gonna lose.
He got
I gotta
one more.
interrupt y'all real quick, man. I gotta interrupt y'all because the conversation was so cool today, man. It was fire. We're talking, I'm saying, Devin Haney having 2 mandatories, and we ended up talking a little bit of Canelo, a little bit of Terrence Crawford, and just boxing in general. So listen, man. Public service announcement. I didn't get a chance to get my public service announcement off. You know I got to get it. Shout out to you, and you. Thank you very much for your support. You know what I'm saying? We got over 300 people watching right now and listening from around the world. And we want you to do us a favor. And, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying? Get it to a round number of 250. Also, go ahead and smash that subscribe button because it does help us grow and it does help with the visibility of the show. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And we definitely appreciate you driving, listening, wherever you are right now. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Rate us 5-star on iTunes. Do what you got to do. TBV for life. We appreciate you. Nestor appreciate you. Mario appreciate you. Francis appreciate you. Alex Doomsday appreciate you. You already know the whole gang. We here.
Let's go. Yo, we got another one from Dale. We got another one from Dale who says...
I thought it was Dale.
I'm over here saying it in Spanish.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was like, Dale. Oh, he know him. But it's Dale McCree, I think. It's all good, champ. It's all good. We learned in Spanish together with everybody. You good.
Hilarious. Go for
Dale
it.
McCree said, like I said, not paying for another Canelo fight until he fight a real credible threat. Someone with at least 50-50 shot. David, Boo Boo, Charlo, Plant, even Triple G.
You should have never said
even Triple G.
You know what? Let's come up here and say he don't want to pay $100. He don't want to pay $70-$80 for pay-per-views 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year. He prefer to pay $20 where at DAZN, you know what I'm saying, with the app, right? That's why we pushing, you know, the app's a good thing. So now you trying to tell me you want to pay $74.99 for a fight with Yildirim and Canelo on pay-per-view? Because he's that type of star. He got to go on pay-per-view. He can't on
I got
TV.
DAZN for the year, so that fight's going to be free for me at $833 a year.
This fight going to be on DAZN.
My man, who you think is going to buy the fight?
It's boxing business, man. Who knows?
Let me tell you who's going to buy the fight. The people
got money, man. What do you mean?
Let me tell you who's going to buy the fight. The people that want to be in the Canelo business. And DAZN definitely wants to be in the Canelo business. You reaching today. You reaching real bad. You like, come on, man. You know anybody. My man gets a fight anywhere. He could go to Thriller with his fight, man. You tripping right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who coming with the bigger money? Because he the boss now, right? He ain't got to,
it ain't
you know
gonna
what I'm saying,
matter.
no
Listen,
percentage with no promoter or nothing like that.
Listen. DAZN is going to pay because DAZN is going to want Billy Joe in May. And they're going to want Triple G in September. So how do you get those fights? By having good Canelo business. You don't get that fight by not giving Canelo what he wants. You get it by saying, listen, we'll give you Yeardom in Mexico if you guarantee us Billy Joe in May, or if you guarantee us Triple G in September. That's how you do business, brother. Come on, man. That's everybody. We back with another one. That's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Hit us up on Patreon if you got any show suggestions. We also got Untitled at 7 on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. And we'll be back with another show before 7 o'clock. Talk some good boxing with you guys in just a bit.
Yo, at Mario Mugi on Twitter, at Mario Mugi on Instagram. Hit me up.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Nestor. Shout out to Mario. Another great show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Lord and Savior up above for another one. Whoever it is that you call God, shout out to them. Thank you very much for, you know what I'm saying, for tuning in and for watching. Wherever you are around the world, this is TBV. You know what you got to do. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Smash the subscribe button. Support any way you can. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you very much. Border Wars 10, March 13th. Sunny Florida, man. I'm excited. I'm training. I'm moving. I'm getting excited. Everybody getting excited. Border Wars 10. Where the
footage at? Why you ain't send no footage of shadow boxing, hitting the bag? Like, nothing. You don't know how to build the fight. You ain't no A-side. Man. Build the fight, man. Canelo got a whole YouTube channel, man.
I know you got to relax, man.
Come on, Ryan Garcia got it. You like, where's your footage, man? The people want to see what you got, man. You came second to main event.
I know they want to, but I know. Don't worry, they'll see what I want to show them. But yeah, anyways, man. But shout out to you. You appreciate you very much, and we catch you on the next one, man. Don't forget, man. Wash your hands, wear your face mask, and don't forget.
Yo.
Hug your family and tell them you love them. Peace.
Coach Myers with a super chat said Floyd never fought nobody with 17 losses like Nello. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. You know what I mean? We got Mr. PBC, late call. What up?
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Let me get my boomerangs back to back. Man, I heard some shit talking about Floyd Mayweather, so I had to step on here. Shout out to Floyd, man, for smacking Canelo straight from Mexico.
Early. Green.
Yeah, it was early, but it was green. In his prime. Yeah, he was green, but he got his card. Shout out to Devin Haney for getting these fights that he wants, if it happens. I have Luke Campbell giving Ryan Garcia some troubles, but then I have Ryan Garcia eventually dominating him. Just like Floyd dominated Canelo. Oh, man. So beautiful. I keep on thinking about that fight, man. When I think about that fight, I think about you, Ness. You know, he was young, dumb, got beat like a drum. But Canelo, man, it's sad. Yeardom is his fight next. I probably won't watch it and will pay for it. Hopefully he gets a real king to fight, because I'm tired of seeing these fights against peasants. Hopefully he should be like Floyd and follow Floyd's blueprint. Beat somebody who is somebody. That's my call.
Yeah, he's following Floyd's blueprint. He's not fighting Margarito.
That was such a low blow.
I mean, to say Paul Williams.
But yo,
right?
Shout out to everybody there for another one, man.
David Benavidez is Margarito. Paul Williams is Charlo. Who's Andre? Oh yeah, nobody. Who can love you? Yo, Andre said Merry Christmas back to me this week when I Merry Christmas them. I wonder if he'll come on the show. What y'all think?
Word? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I text him. I was like, Merry Christmas, champ. He was like, Merry Christmas. I'm like, damn, I should follow up. But like, yo, when you coming on the show? It's been like 3 years.
Yeah, like you bugging. Hey, yo, counterpunch Coach Myers, man.
Counterpunch Myers.
Counterpunch.
Yo. Y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Hey, you need to get that Andrade interview rolling now. It seems like you got the connection, man. You better use them, bro.
It ain't easy, man.
Come on, you could just text Andrade. Come on, bro. You're just texting a professional fighter. He responding. Get him on the show, bro.
But that don't mean he gonna come on the show. That's what I'm trying. You ain't hear the irony in the conversation was he answered when I marry Christmas though. You understand?
Cool.
He ain't answered none of them interview opportunities throughout the whole year.
I double back. He talking, so double back on that. But I just want to get my take on the Border Wars, my Border Wars nominations and shit. Obviously, J-Mac hands down trainer of the year. You really can't compare that.
You tripping?
Border Wars, you can't compare that as far as training. Newcomer of the year. I just want to touch on that real quick. I chose Keem about a week ago. When I went on Patreon, I was the only person that voted Keem. And I explained the reason why I voted Keem. Now I look on the poll today, Keem is in the lead by far. There's nobody close to him. I just wanted to point it out. Obviously, I know what the hell I'm talking about by boxing. You know what I mean? When it comes to this boxing shit. And that's all I wanted to say. Y'all take it easy.
I mean, I also did a good job of campaigning for Keem, too. You know what I mean? I feel like in terms of newcomers, him and Adrian brought the most. You know, Adrian, step further. He actually is gonna bring two people with him in to sign up. But yeah, we out. Catch us on the next one.
Before we go, man. Before we go. Shout out to all the yachties out there, the 416 and 905. We out. Catch you on the next one. You dig? Peace.
Yo, I'm still laughing, man. But anyway, we out.